Chapter 717. Look at my mouth. Meng Shi stared at the seductive mouth. Gun, get out. Tang Bao sorted out the information and went to the head office. When he passed by Liang Jichao's office, he saw Cheng Yuexin coming out. Cheng Yuexin was stunned for a moment, then smiled. Tang Ge, let's see how you're going to end this time. It's a big taboo to bully people from your own company. Tang Bao also smiled. That's right. I was so careless that I fell into your trap. Why, do you want to beg me? Of course. It's not too late for you to beg me now. Why should I beg you? Tang Bao asked. Cheng Yuexin's expression changed. Are you really willing to give up your current achievements? I'm not going to tell you that this video has made the company's executives have a lot of opinions about you. Is that so? I'll wait and see. After Tang Bao finished speaking, he walked towards the conference room. Cheng Yuexin's face was extremely bad, and her heart was filled with resentment. She really didn't shed tears until she saw the coffin. She wanted to see how long Tang Ge could hold on. Soon, the conference room was filled with executives. Tang Bao's expression swept across, as usual. The executives' expressions were not very good. To be exact, they were very ugly. Tang Bao didn't need to think about it to know what kind of situation it would be. In addition to the executives, there was also Yao Yao and Tseng Xiaowei. The smug look on his face could be felt from afar. They all wanted to see how she died and how to protect the artist below. Liang Jichao was the last to come. Looking at his expression, Tang Bao knew what he had just done with Cheng Yuexin. Presumably, they had reached an agreement in bed before the meeting. The main reason for this meeting today is for the video uploaded on Weibo. Let's take a look first. After Liang Jichao finished speaking, the secretary played the video. He also deliberately magnified it for fear that others would not know. It also magnified Meng Shi's arrogant attitude. How Meng Shi poured a cup of coffee on Tseng Xiaowei's head and how he quarreled with other artists was finished. It was just that there was no mention of how Tseng Xiaowei bullied Cheng Ju. Therefore, it was obvious that Meng Shi did not like the artists and deliberately made things difficult for them. After the video was played, Liang Jichao looked very pained and helpless. Meng Shi is an artist of our company. He is usually a little impulsive, but we can't do anything to him. This is very annoying. Cheng Yuexin began to speak at this time. Mr. Liang, this kind of thing is not unilateral. Think about it. Meng Shi did have a bad temper in the past, but he was not so arrogant. If he had a qualified artist, he wouldn't have ended up like this. Even now, there are still so many fans and righteous people who want to suppress him. At the end of the day, what they meant was that Tang Bao did not manage his artists well, or that he was helping the tyrant and did not know how to manage his artists. After Cheng Yuexin said this, the senior management also began to speak. That's right. Meng Shi wasn't like this in the past. How did it change in the hands of Manager Tang? You should know that in the company, if an artist doesn't make it, they'll be frozen. If an agent doesn't make it, they'll be replaced. Tang Bao lowered his eyes slightly. It turned out that this was your purpose. Let Meng Shi change his agent? Also, Meng Shi was such a good seedling, and there was a good family background behind him. Everyone wanted to grab him. Now he was in the hands of a new agent. Naturally, he was not convinced. Now that it came to this point, Liang Jichao said, Tang Ge, in this case, let Meng Shi come down from Manager Cheng. And as his agent, you have to do something in this respect. You can't let him do everything. After what happened, this is the only way to protect her. Tang Bao didn't speak. This old fox, he did have a way to protect Meng Shi. That was, Meng Shi changed his manager and fired Tang Bao. In the end, he poured all the dirty water on Tang Bao, his manager, killing two birds with one stone. First, Meng Shi was still the company's cash cow. Second, Tang Bao could get out of the way. And Liang Jichao wanted her to do something. Wasn't it because he was afraid that Meng Shi would lose his temper and let her comfort him? I'll give you a few more artists to manage. When the limelight is over, the company can't be hurt because of the Meng Shi incident. Cheng Yuexin spoke again. And that Ju, I'm afraid he also wants to change the female lead. Tang Ge will be busy for a while. Since you think so highly of Ju, why don't you train her well? There was inevitably ridicule in her words. Tang Bao knew very well that if she fell, Chungju would not be able to survive in the entertainment industry. I don't think that Chungju can be trained. She just became the female lead, and her reputation in the crew is so bad. The internet is boycotting her new film. I think the screenwriter and director are having a headache, Tsang Xiaohui said. It would be great if she could squeeze Chungju out and let her be the female lead. Tang Bao didn't receive a call from Sima, He, and Wang Xiaodao. She felt that it must have something to do with Di Haoyan. That day on the set, Sima He was so afraid of Di Haoyan. That day, he called Tang Bao, and finally it was Di Haoyan who answered. With Sima's intelligence, he would not be so stupid as to think that Di Haoyan and Tang Bao really had nothing to do with each other. Mr. Liang, do you really want to do this? Tang Bao asked. I'll give you 3 days. You can get ready then. It's just a small matter for Meng, Shi to change agents. We need to consider the interests of the company. As a member of the company, you should have this responsibility. I see. Tang Bao said nothing more. Others thought that Tang Bao had no way to go and compromised. They were very proud, especially Cheng Yuexin's gang. The meeting lasted for several hours. Tang Bao had to go to the toilet. After coming out of the toilet, he was stopped by Cheng Yuexin at the corner. Tang Bao was about to say something when he saw Liang Jichao coming from not far away. His face suddenly changed. I don't know what Agent Cheng is looking for me for. You don't think the decision at the meeting is to scare you, do you? Can't you see that this means you're going to get out of here? Do you think you're really good? Cheng Yuexin asked sarcastically. Tang Bao lowered his eyes. I'm too naive. Cheng Yuexin saw that Tang Bao had lost his initial arrogance, and his face changed with a smile. So, it's too late for you to regret it now. I'm waiting for you here at any time. I know. You're forcing me like this. Don't you want to abandon Mr. Liang and let me follow you? Cheng Yuexin smiled. Then are you willing to follow me? With that, his body was plastered up. Tang Bao didn't refuse. P.S. in his heart, isn't it just being taken advantage of by a woman? Don't care. Chapter 718. What's wrong with that? As long as we don't say it, how will he know? Believe me, as long as you obey me, I can help you. As for the meeting, I can also reverse it. Tang Bao glanced at the shadow in the dark and said deliberately, Are you in charge of the company now? And Mr. Liang doesn't count? He still listens to me, so I have the final say in this company. It seems that Mr. Liang really trusts you. So, are you free now? Why don't you go to my office and have a rest? Cheng Yuexin's fingers draw circles on Tang Bao's chest. Tang Bao's face was tight. **T. Noticing that the person in the dark was gone, Tang Bao immediately changed his face and pushed Cheng Yuexin away. Cheng Yuexin, who was unprepared, was pushed by her, and her face suddenly changed. What do you mean? I think it's a little disgusting, so I pushed you. Do you have a problem? Tang Bao said with a cold face. After that, he turned and left. Cheng Yuexin was angry. She thought that Tang Bao was going to be in her pocket, but she didn't expect her to change her face so quickly. Brush her. As soon as Tang Bao left the company, he called Chen Xian and asked her to meet and talk. Meng Shi, who was in the company, didn't feel good. He knew that Tangu was running around for the video. He wanted to fight back, but Tangu didn't allow it, and he didn't dare to disobey. He had never been so obedient in his life. Even his parents couldn't do anything to him. If this was a woman, he would definitely marry her, and his family would approve of it. Finally, there was someone who could control him. Meng Shi thought about it. Tanga hadn't gone back so late, and it was not good to leave 2 children at home. Moreover, Tanga had been going back early recently. So, Meng Shi decided that he would go to the apartment to see the children. He hadn't been there for a long time. He didn't know how the children thought of him. So, he went out of the company, bought a lot of children's food, and drove his car to the apartment. Upstairs, knocking on the door, Meng Shi, who was waiting to surprise the children, had a cool smile on his face. But when the door opened, he was stunned by the tall figure inside. Looking at that cold and gloomy face again, Meng Shi could not react. The next second, the door slammed shut in his face. What was going on? Meng Shi blinked. Was he seeing things? Was this person from the underground parking lot that day? What was he doing here? Why was he here? Does Tanga know? Could he be trespassing? Mengshi wanted to knock on the door again, but someone appeared beside him. Mengshi turned around and saw that it was the person who had pointed a gun at his head and knocked him unconscious that day. What? Please leave, Hiju said coldly. I'm leaving? Why should I leave? You are the ones who should leave. Say, who are you to Tanga? Why did you enter her house? Did you ask for her permission? Of course I agreed. Mengshi choked. I don't believe it. I don't need you to believe me. You just need to believe that I will drag you out right now. Hiju pulled him over. He really threw Mengshi down the stairs. He pushed out of the apartment door, along with the things he had bought. When had Mengshi ever been angered like this? Everyone in the entertainment industry knew that he had a bad temper. He stepped forward and was about to hit him. Hiju took the blow and punched him in the stomach. Mengshi cried out in pain and bent down, panting. Damn it. Hiju didn't even look at him and turned to enter the building. When Mengshi regained his strength and straightened his back, his face was green. When he didn't see Hiju, his face turned purple. Where did this person come from? Why was he in Tang Ji's house? The two children didn't have any objections. Could it be Tang Ji's idea? Why? How dare he compete with him for favor? Mengshi called Tang Bao. What's the matter? I'm busy now. Let me ask you, what's going on with the man in your house? Tang Bao, who was still talking to Chinexan, was about to hang up the phone. When he was asked by Mengshi, he was stunned. Why aren't you saying anything? Don't you know about the man in your house? Did that person trespass? If so, I'll call the police now. Don't. Tang Bao understood what he meant and quickly stopped him. This has nothing to do with you. If she didn't stop him, would he be able to win against Di Haotian? What a joke. She didn't want anything to happen to Mengshi before he changed managers. What do you mean it has nothing to do with me? Tanga, your business is my business. If this person bullies you, it's the same as bullying me. He didn't bully me, so you're willing to do it? Tang Bao face-bombed. Yes, I'll let him stay at my place. Why? Where are you now? Tang Bao did not answer him. Instead, he asked, outside the neighborhood. That D*Min man threw me out, Mengshi said fiercely. Then you can go back. Don't stay there. You don't have to care about this anymore. I still have things to do here. Don't bother me. Tang Bao hung up. She thought that she must have gone back. However, when she rushed home after dark, she was shocked by someone who rushed out from the side. She took a closer look and saw that it was Mengshi. Why are you still here? Didn't I tell you to go home? Tell me first. What's your relationship with that person? Mengshi looked wronged. He had been here for a few hours, waiting for Tang Bao to come back and clarify things. Tang Bao knew what he was thinking when he saw his expression. Seriously, didn't he know that the situation was urgent now? Why'd he run out? Aren't you afraid of being blocked by those fans? How dangerous is it to come out like this? Tang Bao said, Are you concerned about me? If you really care about me, let me go to your house to take a look. I want to know what that man is thinking about you. Mengshi continued to feel wrong. Why did Tang Bao feel like he had a girlfriend? And this girlfriend looked like she was about to be abandoned all day long? If he really knew about the contents of the company meeting in the afternoon, wouldn't he directly rush to the company to make scene? I'm a man. What thoughts can he have about me? You're thinking too much. Before Tang Bao could finish his words, a low and unfathomable voice came from behind him, sweeping away the gloomy atmosphere in the dark night. Since he wants to go up and take a look, then let him go. Tang Bao's body stiffened, and he turned around to look. Di Haotian had appeared out of nowhere and was standing behind them silently, like a beast that had been hibernating in the dark for a long time. She was so scared that she stopped breathing. In the living room, Di Haotian sat on the sofa like the master of the house, crossing his legs as if this was his territory, his castle. Mengshi also sat on the sofa without showing any weakness. Chapter 719. What did she do wrong? Di Haotian was really too much. He actually allowed Mengshi to enter the house. Since he agreed, why didn't he let him in when she wasn't around at the beginning? Now that she was back, he let him in. She kept feeling that this matter was making things difficult for her. The two children were chased into the room by her. It was better for the children not to be present. However, Xiao Bao still quietly opened the door a crack and secretly looked out. Bao did not stop her and also looked behind her. He could see that there was something wrong with this. Brother, do you think they will fight? If Daddy and Uncle Mengshi fight, who should we help? Xiao Bao asked softly. Bao was speechless. Why do you call him Daddy? Can I? Xiao Bao asked in confusion. Bao thought that if that person married Daddy, would it be okay to call him Daddy? Would he have to call him that in the future? Bao was very depressed. The atmosphere in the living room was tense. Tang Bao sat down on the sofa. Let me introduce you. This is my company's artist, Meng Shi. This is my friend, Big Brother. So you're friends. Meng Shi did not care about this title. The one who cared was Di Haoyan. He glanced at Tang Bao. That glance seemed to be light, but Tang Bao only felt a chill run down his spine. Was she wrong? If they were not friends, then what were they? Go and eat first. Di Haoyan looked at Tang Bao and said, Ah. Tang Bao just remembered that she had not eaten yet. She was so busy that she forgot. Under Di Haoyan's cold and oppressive gaze, Tang Bao stood up and went to the kitchen. Meng Shi was angry. Why did Tang go listen to this person? Why would he eat when he was told to? Tang Bao did not think so much. He ate at the dining table while paying attention to everything in the living room. When are you leaving? Meng Shi asked with a negotiating attitude. Why don't we go together? Di Haoyan looked at him coldly and did not say a word. You're not going to stay here and not leave, are you? There are no extra rooms here. If there are extra rooms, it won't be you. It will only be me. Are you that confident? Di Haoyan's voice was low and intimidating. My relationship with Tang Gu isn't shallow. It's something that others can't understand. Meng Shi's lips curled up with an evil aura. Di's expression did not change, but he felt the uneasiness in the air. Tang Bao could smell the cold air from afar. You can tell me how you have a relationship with her. If you're done, I might just leave this place. Tang Gu was my first love. Pooh! Tang Bao spat out the rice in his mouth. She felt she couldn't eat. She stood up and walked towards the living room. Meng Shi, go back and read the script. I contacted Chen Xin today. He'll give you a chance. Don't cause any more trouble for me. You're chasing me away? This is the first time you've chased me away. You didn't even ask me what time it was before, Meng Shi complained. How could Tang Bao control him? She could only feel Di Haoyan's cold aura getting colder and colder. If she didn't chase Meng Shi away, she didn't know what Di Haoyan would do to her. She grabbed Meng Shi's collar and pulled him out. She opened the door and followed Meng Shi out, closing the door behind her. I'm telling you, don't mess with the people here. He has no place to stay, so I'll let him stay here. This is only temporary. Do you hear me? Tang Bao warned him. Are you kidding me? He drives such a car and has such subordinates. Does he look like he has no money and a place to stay? What's a hotel for? That's what it's for. Meng Shi almost flew into a rage. Shut up. If you keep making a fuss, do you still want to be my artist? Yes. Go home and read the script now. When I have time, I'll come and ask you. If you don't know, you're dead. After Tang Bao finished speaking, he opened the door and slammed it shut without looking at Meng Shi's deflated expression. When Tang Bao heard that there was no movement outside, he thought that he had gotten rid of this guy. He was really difficult to deal with. If he was half as obedient as Cheng Ju, she wouldn't have to be so tired. However, Meng Shi had always been loyal to her, so she wouldn't ignore him. Tang Bao sighed and turned around, almost bumping into a meat wall. She couldn't help but take a few steps back and looked in shock at Di Haoyan, who had appeared behind her without her knowing. What are you doing? You don't even make a sound when you walk. Tang Bao was displeased. Is it because I don't make a sound when I walk? Or is your heart not with me at all? Tang Bao looked at her. What did it have to do with her heart? When did he become your first love? Di Haoyan asked coldly, his gaze terrifying and dangerous. Tang Bao explained helplessly. I met him by coincidence when I was running away. At that time, I was still dressed as a woman. He insisted that it was love at first sight, but that's impossible. Do you usually like to be so intimate with your artists in the company? Di Haoyan asked with a gloomy expression. What nonsense are you talking about? Where did your hand touch him just now? She grabbed Meng Shi's collar. Was there a problem with that? Di Haoyan didn't say a word. He just grabbed Tang Bao's hand and went to the living room. Then he took out the medical disinfectant, poured it on the gauze, and started to wipe and disinfect her hand. Tang Bao looked at her hand and then looked at Di Hao Yin. This person, was it so serious? After wiping her hand, she threw the gauze into the trash can, but her expression was still very gloomy. Tang Bao pursed her lips. That's my artist. This shouldn't be considered an explanation, right? She just didn't want to provoke Di Hao Yin. After all, if she provoked him, she wouldn't have a good ending. I can handle the matters in the company. Di Hao Yin stared at her, his dark eyes deep. Don't. Tang Bao understood what Di Hao Yin meant and immediately rejected him. That's my job. I can handle it. Di Hao Yin stretched out his long arm and wrapped it around her waist. He pulled her close to him and put his face close to hers. I believe in you. Tang Bao was a little surprised. She thought that Di Hao Yin would object and forcefully deal with the company regardless of her wishes. Not to mention the company that she worked in, even the big boss of the entertainment industry, Di Hao Yin, wouldn't care about it. Tang Bao also believed that as long as Di Hao Yin made a move, he could control everything. But if that was the case, then what was her existence? She definitely didn't want to. I'll pave the road. You don't have to follow the traffic rules. Di Hao Yin rubbed the tip of his nose against her delicate little nose. Tang Bao was shocked by his words, so much so that her internal organs trembled. She turned her face slightly. Di Hao Yin meant that she could do whatever she wanted and didn't have to worry about it, right? It was just that she didn't want Di Hao Yin to stand behind her. Chapter 720. Didn't he want to divorce her? Was there a problem with the divorce agreement? Whose problem was it? Was it Di Junbai's problem, or was it Di Hao Yin's concealment? What's the matter? Di Hao Yin's voice covered hers again. Tang Bao came back to her senses. Are you sure that we're legally husband and wife? I wasn't around for 3 years. You don't need my permission to get a divorce. I've never thought of getting a divorce. Not even when she lost her memory. Tang Bao was very hesitant about Di Hao Yin's words. He couldn't possibly say that he would keep Lan Wanru by his side and only look at him, right? What kind of mentality was that? Tang Bao couldn't understand it. What I want has always been you. Di Hao Yin looked at her deeply with his dark eyes, invading her soul. Tang Bao looked at him in a daze. She felt suffocated and her heartbeat became abnormal. However, when all the hurt that happened in the castle flashed in her mind, the kind of ruthlessness and indifference made her come back to her senses in time. Her eyes became calm. Can you let go of me? I still have work to do. This meant that she had no reaction to Di Hao Yin's words. It didn't work on her. Di Hao Yin looked at her with his dark eyes. It was so sharp that it penetrated her soul. Then, he pinched her chin and kissed her. After a while, he let go. It can't be after 9 o'clock. Tang Bao didn't say anything. She looked to the side. When Di Hao Yin let go of her and walked out of the study and closed the door, her whole body relaxed. Every nerve was not so tense. It was already past 8 o'clock. It was only half an hour away for 9 o'clock. But she felt that there wasn't enough time. After Di Hao Yin went out, Tang Bao didn't have the mood to work. She sat there in a daze. She felt that her whole body was in a mess. She didn't have such a serious reaction when she encountered a setback at work. Could it be that Di Hao Yin's words still affected her? It couldn't be. She didn't want to go back to the past. It wasn't easy for her to get to where she was today. If she went back, wouldn't that be regressing? Therefore, Tang Bao told herself over and over again that she must not let her thoughts and steps be disturbed. She could only walk the path of life by herself, unless she wanted to be as painful as before. Soon it was 9 o'clock. Tang Bao's eyes were fixed on the clock. For more than half an hour, he did nothing but stare blankly. What do you mean by not exceeding 9 o'clock? Why should he listen to him? When she was working in the study, it was never later than 11 o'clock. Not only had Di Hao Yin moved into her territory, he had even taken it as his own. He even wanted to control everything that belonged to her. He really didn't consider himself an outsider. The door of the study was pushed open. Tang Bao's body trembled. He quickly stood up, cleared the table, and turned off the computer. Then she looked at Di Hao Yin, who had just walked in, and said, "I'm done with my work." "What's the matter?" "Nothing." Di Haoyan stared at her with his dark eyes and shook his head. Tang Bao did not say anything. After she was done, she turned around and left the study without looking at Di Haoyan. After she went out, she looked annoyed. What was she afraid of? Di Haoyan's dark eyes were filled with a deep smile as he closed the door of the study. Tang Bao entered the children's room. The two babies were already asleep. She kissed their soft little cheeks before leaving the room. Tang Bao went back to her room. Di Haoyan was leaning against the headboard and looking at his phone. When he saw her enter, he looked at her with his dark eyes. Tang Bao ignored him and went into the bathroom with her pajamas. She locked the door. Then she started to take off her clothes and shower. The moment her body was released, Tang Bao heaved a sigh of relief. It was really tough to disguise as a man. Tang Bao turned around and stood under the shower to wash her body. Her fair and flawless skin slowly turned red under the hot water. It was gorgeous and beautiful. The beautiful lines of her body were gently glided by the water, as if it would hurt her if it was a little heavier. After washing her face with the facial cleanser, the makeup on her face was gone. Her delicate face was restored, beautiful and delicate. Even though she had short hair, it still could not hide her cuteness. Tang Bao, who was facing the shower, suddenly heard the sound of the door being twisted open. She quickly opened her eyes and turned around to see Di Haoyan walking in. Tang Bao was so shocked that she immediately picked up the bathrobe beside her and wrapped herself tightly. She then shouted at Di Haoyan, "Di Haoyan, how did you get in?" "I opened the door and came in," Di Haoyan said with a calm face, but his eyes were circling around Tang Bao. His gaze was low, and he had a very strong presence. Tang Bao could not help but blush. "I'm asking you where you got the key." "I asked Xiao Bao. Xiao Bao told me." She had been tricked by her daughter. Tang Bao saw that Di Haoyan actually started to take off his clothes as if she was not there. "Hey, you." Tang Bao kept retreating. She was forced into a corner by Di Haoyan. "What about me? Don't be afraid. I just want to spend more time with you." Tang Bao finally found her voice. "I'm not disabled. At this time, I only want to be alone." Di Haoyan lowered his head, took her little hand, and said in a hoarse voice, "I know." However, knowing was one thing, but Tang Bao was not willing to. In a deadlock, she hugged herself tightly with both hands and did not dare to look around. This was because when Di Haoyan opened the door and stared at her, Tang Bao realized how strong her abnormal heartbeat was. If there was any physical contact, wouldn't that be terrible? Tang Bao was not a 3-year-old child. Besides, she knew Di Haoyan's physique very well. It would be strange if she was not afraid. Di Haoyan looked at the various subtle changes in the expression on Tang Bao's face. His heart tightened as he watched. 3 years had finally passed. The rustling sound of the water from the shower made the atmosphere even more ambiguous. The water that fell on the floor converged into a river, constantly washing away the restlessness in her heart. Tang Bao simply looked up and braced herself to look Di Haoyan in the eye. "Okay, I can agree to stay with you, but you're not allowed to touch me." "What did you say?" Tang Bao gritted her teeth. "I don't believe that you don't understand what I mean." "Okay." Di Haoyan looked at her with his dark eyes and agreed. Was Tang Bao relieved? Wrong. She was terribly wrong. She had no choice but to settle for the second best, because even if she resisted, it would be useless. So, she might as well seize the opportunity to strike a deal. This was too much. No one could take advantage of her at work. Why did her IQ drop in front of Di Haoyan? She felt like she was at a disadvantage in everything. With her back facing Di Haoyan, she let Di Haoyan stay with her. Her whole body was tense, afraid that Di Haoyan would do something overboard. After all, going back on one's words was a common occurrence for Di Haoyan. He was very bad. Di Haoyan could see that Tang Bao's body was straight, but it was still so perfect. His snow-white skin was tinged with a faint pink color, which made his dark eyes look deep with surging undercurrents. Chapter 721. There were too many memories and his possessiveness. His fingers lingered on the tattoo. Di Hao Yin felt as if his heart was being squeezed. It swelled uncomfortably, and the heart-wrenching pain came again. His breathing became heavy, and the strength of his hands increased. Tang Bao felt something unusual behind her and turned her face slightly. "What's wrong with you?" Di Hao Yin's sturdy body hugged her from behind. His voice was hoarse as he endured. "Nothing. Let me hug you." Tang Bao's beautiful brows furrowed slightly. What was this person doing? Just now, he said that he would help her bathe, and now he wanted to hug her. What tricks was he playing? "Don't tell me you're going to do something else after hugging me?" Tang Bao asked impatiently. "Bao, you're so heartless." Di Hao Yin's voice was extremely low and hoarse, but it drilled into her ears clearly. Tang Bao thought that Di Hao Yin was being heartless when he said that she would not let him touch her. Her face instantly turned ugly, and she struggled. "If I'm heartless, then go find someone else. I'm not the only woman in this world." Di Hao Yin did not loosen his grip, so no matter how hard Tang Bao struggled, she could not move an inch. "I won't let you go, and I won't want any other woman besides you. I've said that I only want you." Di Hao Yin endured the discomfort in his heart and told her. "You said that I'm heartless yourself," Tang Bao retorted. Di Hao Yin did not say anything. He only hugged her tighter, so tight that Tang Bao sank into his chest and became one with him. Tang Bao could only let him hug her like that. She could feel Di Hao Yin's real reaction from his body, which was that he would not let her go no matter what. It was as if she would slip away like sand if he let go of her. Did she misunderstand? What else could Di Hao Yin be afraid of? Tang Bao had never felt that she was very important to Di Hao Yin. Tang Bao was still in disbelief when he went to bed and was hugged by Di Hao Yin to sleep. Di Hao Yin didn't do anything to her in that situation. "I thought he would use coercion and bribery." Disappointed? The low and hoarse voice coming from above brought Tang Bao back to reality. "What disappointment? You may not admit it verbally, but perhaps your body really wants it. Do you want to try?" "No," Tang Bao vehemently refused. Then, as if he had thought of something, he raised his fair and translucent face and asked, "Do you think I'll go back with you?" "Di Hao Yin, I've already said that I won't go back. I have a job here, and I have a new journey. I won't go back to the past. Before, I don't want to go back either." Tang Bao frowned and looked at him. "What I want is the future." Tang Bao's clear eyes almost trembled. Then, under the pressure of Di Hao Yin's strong presence, she looked away. "I won't be in your future." "I will." "I won't." Tang Bao was a little angry. Why did he think that she would return to his side? "I'll be in your future." Tang Bao's face was a little stiff. It was obvious that he didn't want to get rid of him, right? During the day, Di Hao Yin was a stay-at-home father at home. Occasionally, he would deal with T's matters. In the afternoon, Di Hao Yin had a video conference in the study. Xiao Bao woke up and went out of the room. She didn't see Di Hao Yin, so she went to look for him. She searched the room, but there was no one, so she ran to the study. She opened the door and saw Di Hao Yin inside. She immediately ran over. "Daddy, what are you doing here?" Xiao Bao had forgotten her daddy's warning not to call him daddy. Then she saw that there were many people sitting in the video on the computer, watching curiously. Xiao Bao was at most curious, but T's higher-ups were extremely shocked. They had heard that clear daddy clearly. Strange, when did the young master have children? Wasn't he not married yet? Di Junbai, who was sitting among them, had a change in expression as he stared at the little girl. Just as they were unable to recover from their shock, Bao came in to look for Xiao Bao. "What are you doing here?" "I'm looking for you." After saying that, he also saw the higher-ups in the video. This time, not only were the higher-ups shocked, but their mouths were also agape. If the little girl wasn't sure if she was the young master's child, then this was a miniature version of the young master. It was definitely his child. The young master really had 2 children behind everyone's back? This was too shocking. Di Hao Yin didn't stop the 2 children from entering the video, nor did he explain. He just let them be. It was Bao's first time seeing such a situation, but he immediately knew that Di Hao Yin was doing something. He pulled Xiao Bao out of the study. After leaving the study, Xiao Bao asked curiously, "Brother, is Daddy watching TV?" Bao corrected Xiao Bao time and time again. After Xiao Bao repeatedly forgot, he started to ignore how she addressed him. "No, he's in a meeting." "Brother, how did you know?" "Daddy used to be like this too. It's just there weren't so many people, so it felt different." Bao only felt that the person on the computer was very serious and seemed to be very afraid of that person. That person seemed to be more powerful than he thought. "But brother, Daddy doesn't seem to be working. He plays at home every day, and Daddy has to go out to work." Xiao Bao was still curious. "I'm not too sure either." In the two babies' impression, work was to be extremely busy every day. How could it be like Di Hao Ian, who stayed at home every day to take care of the children? After Di Hao Ian finished his video conference, he came out of the study and saw the two children in the living room. Especially Xiao Bao. Her eyes were sparkling. Di Hao Ian walked over and sat down on the sofa. "Do you have something to say?" "Daddy, can you find a new job for Daddy?" "What do you mean?" "Your job is so easy. You just have to hold meetings at home. But Daddy works so hard. He goes out every day and can't even play with us." Xiao Bao pouted as if she had been wronged. Di Hao Ian thought, "Your mommy can lie in bed every day and let me serve her for the rest of her life. The problem is, she doesn't want to." However, Di Hao Ian's dark eyes darkened. He looked at the two children and said, "I do have a job that requires you to stay at home and not go out. But I mentioned it before, and she doesn't want to. How about this? Can you think of a way to make her agree?" Bao immediately looked at Di Hao Ian. "Di Hao Ian, what are you looking at?" Then he continued to say to Xiao Bao, "If your daddy agrees, I'll make you cakes every day. There won't be any repetitions." "Wow, that's great." Xiao Bao clapped her little hands happily. Although Bao thought that it was pretty good, he was still worried. He asked Di Hao Ian, "Is what you said true? There's such a job?" Chapter 722. This scene is very attractive to describe. The two treasures usually don't have much time to spend with Tang Bao. Sometimes on Sundays, when they're playing with them, they have to leave as soon as the company has something to do, which is not good at all. Di Hao Ian looked at the two treasures' willing expression and the corner of his mouth raised. What is the older the ginger, the spicier? The set is working at night. Chung Ju's scene is a bed scene. She has to have physical contact with the male lead and kiss. As an actor, this is their profession. Kissing is the norm. Chung Ju is lying on the bed, brewing the mood. The camera is in place. After the director shouted start, the male lead's face slowly approached Chung Ju. Chung Ju closed her eyes, and tears fell from the corner of her eyes. Such a sad and emotional contradictory state of mind. Just as the four lips were about to touch, the director shouted stop. The two male and female leads on the bed must have stopped and looked at the director in confusion. "Miao Qi, your position is wrong." Wang Xiaodao stepped forward to help him. Miao Qi also listened to him and pressed on top of the female lead. However, Wang Xiaodao swayed back and forth, unable to meet the requirements he wanted. "Let me demonstrate it to you." As soon as Wang Xiaodao finished speaking, Chung Ju's face stiffened. She has always known Wang Xiaodao's intentions towards her. Now he wants to show them the play. Is it real or fake? However, almost every director will make such a request after being dissatisfied. It's perfectly justifiable. Besides, the director is just doing it for the male lead. He doesn't really want to kiss her. Thinking like this, as long as you have a professional attitude in your heart, it will be fine. After the male lead got out of bed, Wang Xiaodao climbed on the bed and pressed Chung Ju under his body. Watch carefully like this. Wang Xiaodao pressed his face down, and his mouth was also facing Chung Ju. Because the director is talking about the play, she must pay attention, so Chung Ju didn't close her eyes. But she found that Wang Xiaodao's face was pressing down, and he didn't intend to stop. Isn't it about the play and the angle? Why? Chung Ju immediately turned her face away when her mouth was close. Wang Xiaodao took the opportunity to kiss air, and his face suddenly turned ugly. "Chung Ju, what are you doing? You don't want to act anymore?" "That's not what I meant. The male lead is Miao Qi. You can just tell him what he needs to pay attention to." The director doesn't have to really kiss him, right? Chung Ju asked. What? Are you questioning my work? If you don't want to act, then call your agent and get out of here, Wang Xiaodao said fiercely. Chung Ju didn't refute him. His face sank, and he didn't say anything. The filming had already progressed to this point. How about you not be afraid? Even if Tang Ge didn't want her to do it, she would insist. The recent video incident had kept Tang Ge busy. If something happened here again, it would be impossible. She couldn't drag Tang Ge down anymore. Most importantly, the video incident caused Wang Xiaodao to be so humiliated. She had better bear with it. Just treat Wang Xiaodao as the male lead. Chung Ju lay down again. I got it. Director, let's begin. Although she said it in a relaxed manner, her body was very stiff. She was not as relaxed and immersed in the role as when she was acting. Wang Xiaodao was definitely abusing his position for personal gain. He had long wanted to take advantage of Chung Ju, but he never had the chance. Although he couldn't go too far now, kissing and taking advantage of her, no one would dare say anything. Wang Xiaodao's heart and face were full of success. He pouted his vulgar mouth and was about to kiss Chung Ju. Chung Ju endured the disgust and helplessness and closed her eyes, waiting for that kind of frivolity. Just as Wang Xiaodao's mouth was about to touch her, someone patted his shoulder. Director, why are you doing it personally? You're doing it too well. Wang Xiaodao, who was about to scold the person who ruined his plans, turned around and saw Tang Ge. His face froze. Chung Ju didn't open her eyes to know who the voice belonged to. It was as if she had seen her savior. She opened her eyes and saw Tang Ge, who had descended like a god. Wang Xiaodao sat up with an ugly expression. Tang Ge, I'm talking to the actors. Can I not be serious? I'm a responsible director. That's true, but you don't have to really put your mouth on it, right? That's enough. Otherwise, people will think that you're abusing your position for personal gain. It won't be good for your reputation. Tang Ge said with a smile. This is a good reputation. So what if it gets out? If you don't want to play this role well, you can give it to someone else. I believe many people want to play it. Wang Xiaodao said. However, he had the capital to do so. Tang Ge really didn't want to have a conflict with the director, but she had no choice. She had always been protective. All right then, Chung Ju, don't film this scene. Also, it's not that we don't want to film it. This is Director Wang's idea. Chung Ju didn't say anything else. She got out of bed and began to take off her costume. Sung Xiaowei and the others, who were watching from the side, were surprised that Tang Ge didn't care. She was going to give up such a good role, just like that. Wang Xiaodao didn't expect Tang Ge to be so unyielding. He was stunned. Tang Ge, are you serious? I'm not serious. Director Wang, it's obvious that you don't want to give us a way out. Tang Ge said awkwardly. I know that your attitude must be because of the attacks on the internet. You're afraid that it will affect your movie. How about this? Let Chung Ju rest at home for 2 days. When the limelight is over, Director Wang can decide whether to keep Chung Ju or not. Is that okay? Wang Xiaodao's face froze. If he really let Chung Ju go, how was he going to explain it to Sima He? Also, they had been filming for so many days. Now, they were going to change actors? Then who was going to bear the losses? Sung Xiaowei immediately approached Wang Xiaodao and said in his ear, Director Wang, don't worry. This is Tang Ji's usual trick. How would he dare to be so arrogant? You don't know that he was about to be fired by CEO Liang in the company. If Chung Ju isn't allowed to film, then it's obvious who's more unlucky. Tang Ge just wants to intimidate you with his aura. In reality, he doesn't have much ability. Wang Xiaodao believed Sung Xiaowei's words and said to Tang Ge, at worst, I'll change actors again. Just don't regret it. Then, Director Wang, I'll see you next time. Tang Ge wasn't angry at all and left with Chung Ju. In the car, Tang Ge pinched the space between his tired eyebrows and asked, I see that you've lost some weight. Are you tired? I'm not afraid of being tired. I'm just afraid of implicating you. Chung Ju said sincerely. In this entertainment industry, if you're afraid of being implicated, you can't do anything. Although Wang Xiaodao is a little disgusting, he is indeed a talent when it comes to work. I don't know if all artists have more or less reasons for this. It's okay. If you can't get it, you'll have another chance in the future. Chapter 723. Shengju was stunned for a moment. She thought that Tang Bao meant that he had found another movie for her, so she agreed. Okay. It was already 9 o'clock when Tang Bao returned to the apartment. He opened the door and saw Di Haoyan in the living room. The two babies were also in the living room, watching TV and yawning with tears in their eyes. They were wearing pajamas after taking a shower. Why weren't they going to bed? Tang Bao walked into the living room and glanced at Di Haoyan, who looked upset and asked, "Why aren't they sleeping yet?" "It's 9 o'clock." Di Haoyan's voice was cold and deep. His dark eyes drifted toward him as if he was complaining about his bad behavior. Tang Bao pursed his lips and was about to explain himself. "I've never come back at this time in the past. I've had dinner with you every night." Tang Bao opened his mouth, but he was a little concerned about the two babies. "The children are here." Di Haoyan did not say a word. With a gloomy face, he instructed the two babies, "Go to bed." The two babies were obedient and stood up. Xiao Bao ran to Tang Bao and hugged his leg. "Daddy, can you tell me a story? I want to hear it." Tang Bao would definitely not refuse this request, no matter how tired he was after work. Okay. Tang Bao threw his briefcase on the sofa and pulled the two babies back to their room. After they fell asleep, Tang Bao picked up Snow White from the bedside table and told Xiao Bao. Bao might not like to listen to it, but he never minded. Tang Bao also thought that it was a good idea. After all, no matter how mature Bao was, he should still be as naive as a child. Just as Tang Bao was about to start, Xiao Bao reached out and tugged at Tang Bao's hand. "Daddy, can you stop working?" "Huh?" Tang Bao was puzzled. "Why do you have such thoughts? It's too tiring." Xiao Bao pouted. Tang Bao's heart instantly warmed. With just these words, no matter how hard she worked, it was worth it. Seeing Bao staring at him from above, he guessed that the two siblings must have discussed this beforehand. Tang Bao stroked Bao's round little face and said to them, "Who doesn't work? Even the two of you will have to work when you grow up. Not only do we have to eat, but we also have to find the value of our existence in work and society." "Daddy," Xiao Bao means that daddy can change jobs. Bao said. "Change jobs?" Tang Bao was a little confused by the two little guys. "What job?" Xiao Bao immediately said, "Isn't daddy working while playing at home? Also, dad said that he can find an identical job for dad that doesn't need to go out. Dad can also accompany me and brother." Tang Bao was speechless. "Di Haoyan, daddy, can I?" Xiao Bao begged. Tang Bao looked at the two babies' expressions and knew that they had been deceived by Di Haoyan. How shameless of him to make a move on them. "I can't change jobs, but daddy recognizes his mistake and will try to stay at home with you in the future. Is that okay?" Tang Bao would never agree to Di Haoyan's request. In the past, she didn't need to care about anything, but was she happy? She didn't even know her value by Di Haoyan's side. Everyone said that she wasn't good enough for Di Haoyan. Even Tang Bao himself felt that way. Bao was a little disappointed, and Xiao Bao was teary-eyed. "After I'm done with work these 2 days, I'll rest and accompany you. Is that okay? Also, I don't feel that work is tiring at all. Think about it. If daddy changes jobs, he won't be able to adapt. He might not like it, but daddy said that he can help you." Tang Bao felt a headache coming on. He gritted his teeth at Di Haoyan. In the end, he could only say, "I'll think about it." The two babies were finally willing to sleep. However, looking at their hopeful faces, Tang Bao really couldn't bring himself to smile. When she came out of the children's room, Di Haoyan poured her a glass of milk. "Drinking it will help you sleep. Since you want to live here, can you not teach the children anything? What do you mean by changing jobs? You just want to stay at home every day and be tied up by you, don't you?" Tang Bao said unhappily, refusing to take the glass of milk. "Have you forgotten about your company? You don't have to work so hard. You can go back to Kuchun. Don't you want the company that your father left to you? Or do you think that we're family, and it's the same no matter who you give it to?" When Tang Bao left, she didn't care about anything. She thought that it was okay to give the company to Di Haoyan. After all, it might go bankrupt in her hands. Even if it was swallowed by tea, she wouldn't say anything. Drink the milk. Di Hao Ian was still handing her the glass of milk. Tang Bao looked at the milk in front of her and turned away. I don't want to drink it. I'm not in the mood. Then I can only feed you. Are you in the mood? Tang Bao glared fiercely at Di Hao Ian with her grape-like eyes. She was forced to take the glass of milk and drink it. Di Hao Ian watched her drink. After Tang Bao finished drinking, she handed the empty bottle to him and asked unhappily, Are you satisfied? Di Hao Ian's attention was not on the glass, but on Tang Bao's little mouth. There was a circle of white milk on it, and it looked especially cute and innocent. The stained milk accentuated Tang Bao's delicate cuteness. His black eyes couldn't help but deepen. Why are you? Before Tang Bao could finish her sentence, her little face and head were restrained by Di Hao Ian's two large hands. A shadow covered her. Tang Bao was so frightened that she loosened her grip, and the glass fell. Di Hao Ian held Tang Bao's head with one hand and caught the glass with the other, as if he had eyes. Both sides were accurate. However, Tang Bao was more shocked. What was Di Hao Ian doing? Why did he kiss her for no reason? Did he ask for her permission? No matter how hard Tang Bao struggled, her head was still in Di Hao Ian's large hands, and she couldn't escape. While she was panting and her face was flushed, Di Hao Ian was completely immersed in the kiss. His dark eyes were filled with danger. His breathing was unstable, and his voice was slightly hoarse. You finished the milk. As he spoke, his rough fingers caressed her red and swollen lips. Tang Bao panted and looked up with misty eyes. She slapped his hand away fiercely. Without saying a word, she turned around and went back to the room angrily. Di Hao Ian was not angry at all. He put down the glass in his hand and followed her. After entering the room, his long arms wrapped around Tang Bao and hugged her from behind. I'll agree to anything you do except leave my side. If you want to work, as long as you like it. This surprised Tang Bao a little. Then why did you say those things to the children? They're really worried about you, and I just want to make you happy. Di Hao Ian's side profile was close to Tang Bao's. Tang Bao did not move. Her mind was filled with Di Hao Ian's words, and she forgot to reject them. Chapter 724. Chengju's role was about to be replaced, and Mengxi's role was still to be decided. In any case, the two most popular artists under him were on the verge of collapse in the eyes of outsiders. On the internet and at the entrance of the company, there would always be reporters blocking Meng, Xi, Chengju, and even Tang Bao. Tang Bao and Chengju had just come out of the company. Before they even left the entrance, the reporters who had snuck in from somewhere immediately pointed their cameras at them. Manager Tang, may I ask if Mengxi was so arrogant in the video because of his character or because you didn't manage your artists well? I heard that Chengju's role is going to be replaced. Will Yao Yao take over after the replacement? Please inform us. Manager Tang, you tried everything to get Chengju to act in Legend of Concubine Me. How do you feel about the irreversible situation now? Manager Tang, what do you think of Mengxi and Chengju's future path to stardom? Tang Bao and Chengju could not squeeze out of the reporters' encirclement no matter how hard they tried. Only when the security came over did the reporters open up some distance. However, the flashes still kept flashing at them. Tang Bao did not avoid them. He just looked at the reporters' attitudes indifferently. It was as if they had all turned into warriors who had seen injustice and were here to uphold justice. Manager Tang, you're so protective of the artist around you. Did you make some kind of deal? A bold reporter asked. How could Tang Bao not understand the meaning behind his words? He looked at the reporter and said clearly, of course not. Her reaction was just right. If she was too agitated, it would be used as an issue. At this moment, someone broke through the security fence and pounced on Chengju. Chengju, B*TCH, get out of the entertainment industry. A cold light shot towards Chengju's face. Chengju did not expect this situation and stood there dumbfounded. Tang Bao was shocked and immediately pushed Chengju away. Tang Bao only felt a sharp pain in his hand. The security guard immediately stopped the person who pounced on him. The man was still struggling. Chengju, get out of the entertainment industry. Chengju was still in a state of shock. When she saw the cut on the back of Tang Bao's hand and the blood flowing out, her face turned pale. Brother Tang, your hand. I'll send you to the hospital. In the living room of the apartment, the television was on, broadcasting the thrilling scene. Di Hao Ian felt a sharp pain in his heart. The cake he was holding for Xiao Bao fell to the ground. His face was gloomy and cold, and the air around him was filled with fear. Only Bao was there. When Bao saw the scene on the TV, he was so scared that his face turned pale. After the image flashed, he couldn't help but look at Di Hao Ian with unconcealable panic. At this point, he could only turn to Di Hao Ian for help. Di Hao Ian turned off the TV. He picked up the cake from the floor and threw it into the bin. Then he squatted down and looked at his son with his deep, dark eyes. He said calmly, "There's still a piece of cake in the kitchen. When Xiao Bao comes out of the bathroom, let her wash her hands before eating. Ju will come in to accompany you. I have something to do outside." Bao immediately nodded. Di Hao Ian stood up and was about to turn around and leave. The hem of his suit suddenly tightened. He turned around and saw Bao's nervous and misty eyes. "Will Daddy be okay?" Di Hao Ian looked down at the little guy who was not even as long as his legs. He was really sensitive. He patted his head. "He'll be fine." Bao let go of his hand and looked at him with clear eyes that were filled with trust. "I'll come back with your daddy later." "Okay." In the hospital, Tang Baojing was being bandaged by the doctor with 3 layers of bandages. "Doctor, isn't this bandage a little thick?" Tang Bao couldn't help but ask. The old doctor's eyes peered out from behind his reading glasses. He looked at her and said, "This wound is quite deep. Don't you want to be careful? Young people don't care about their own bodies and don't take anything seriously." Tang Bao thought to herself, "What a conscientious doctor. But your hand is really beautiful. It's not rough like a man's hand at all. It's very delicate. You must pay a lot of attention to your health, right? Since that's the case, you can't let your guard down. If there's a scar, it'll be a fly in the ointment," the old doctor said. Tang Bao's eyes flickered. "My hand is a woman's. But even if it's beautiful, can you stop talking about it?" Tang Bao looked up and saw Chengju standing at the side with a guilty look on her face. "I'm fine. If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for me, your face would have been ruined. I think it's worth it to lose the future of an artist and have cut on my hand. That man is Yao Yao's fan. He's speaking up for Yao Yao. That's how diehard fans are. It doesn't make sense. But we can't do anything about such people. Of course, the law will do something about it." Tang Bao did not intend to let that person off. At this moment, her phone rang. Chengju helped her take the phone. It was Liang Jichao. Tang Bao nodded. Chengju picked up the call. "CEO Liang. Tango, are you okay now? I saw the news. These fans are really too irrational." "I'm fine. It's just a cut on the back of my hand. It's not a big deal." "That's good. Your medical expenses will be reimbursed by the company." Tang Bao thought to himself, "More than 100 yuan?" His demeanor was very appropriate, just like a boss's demeanor. However, Tang Bao knew very well how cunning Liang Jichao was. Her silence meant that she acquiesced. She did not want to push the blame to Liang Jichao for 100 yuan. "All right, Tango. I asked Manager Chung to go to the branch company to do the handover. Are you there?" "CEO Liang, why don't we do it tomorrow morning? With my hand like this, I can't go to the company for the time being." Tang Bao sensed Liang Jichao's hesitation and quickly said, "It's only one night. CEO Liang can't wait, right?" No. Then you should rest well. I'll ask Manager Chung to go tomorrow morning," Liang Jichao said considerately. "Okay." After hanging up the phone, Tang Bao thought to himself, "Rest well? I can rest well, but you guys can forget about resting well." Chengju looked at the faint smile on Tang Ji's face. She did not understand. What good news could Liang Jichao have for calling? However, Tang Ge did not seem unhappy. However, the smile on Tang Bao's face did not last long. When the door of the consultation room was pushed open, the smile on Tang Bao's face froze. She had forgotten about this person. "Oh no, what should I do?" Di Hao Ian's cold aura turned the entire hospital into an ice house, making people shiver. His chiseled face was even more sinister, as if the door to the netherworld had been opened. It was terrifying. Chapter 725. Qingju, you go back first. Be careful on the road. Okay. Qingju glanced at Di Hao Ian. When she passed by him, she was suppressed by his aura until she left. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Ian's terrifying expression and wondered how Di Hao Ian knew that she was in the hospital. However, when she thought of those reporters, it was not difficult for Di Hao Ian to find out. The old doctor dutifully bandaged her and left after he was done. Di Hao Ian and Tang Bao were in the consultation room. The latter looked away guiltily and cleared his throat. Why are you here? I can't be here. Do you not care about your own body at all? Under such circumstances, you want to take a knife for someone else? What if it was not your hand that was injured? Di Hao Ian's eyes were frighteningly sharp and even a little red. Tang Bao could have said, "It's none of your business. It's my own business," or something like that. However, she really did not dare to anger Di Hao Ian, who was already furious. I'm fine, aren't I? I knew what I was doing at that time. Even if someone else died, you shouldn't have been hurt at all. Di Hao Ian's voice was hoarse. Tang Bao looked up blankly and met Di Hao Ian's red eyes. His words were cold, but she could not refute. She felt that anything she said now would be offensive and disrespectful to Di Hao Ian. There won't be a next time, Tang Bao thought. My attitude is good enough, right? Then she stood up and asked, "Do you want to help me get my bag?" Di Hao Ian's face was cold. He looked at the briefcase on the table and walked over to get it for her. Tang Bao sighed deeply in her heart. Fortunately, her good attitude turned the situation around. Otherwise, she would be the unlucky one if she confronted him head-on. Although Di Hao Ian had found her and seemed to be letting her do whatever she wanted, if anything really happened, Di Hao Ian would definitely not let her go. Tang Bao felt his scalp go numb when he thought about the methods he had used in the past. When he reached home, the door opened. Tang Bao saw Bao standing by the door. He seemed to have run over as soon as he heard the door open. Her little face was filled with nervousness, and she looked at her hand. Tang Bao immediately explained to him, "It was an accident. It's nothing." Before she could finish, Di Hao Ian's deep voice rang in her ear. He saw everything on TV. Tang Bao stared at the tall figure walking toward the living room. Why did she let him watch TV? She turned around and explained to her son with a guilty conscience. It was just an accident. Let me explain. Bao looked at Tang Bao as if he could not bear such an accident. In the end, he said, "Don't get hurt again." Being ordered by her son, her dignity as a daddy was really at stake. But forget it. If he saw it, he would definitely be shocked. She agreed. "Okay, I won't get hurt again. Don't do it again, okay? Daddy, are you in pain? Let me blow on it for you." Xiao Bao ran over and blew on the back of Tang Bao's hand. The warm wind blew on the back of his hand. Tang Bao felt warm inside. "I feel like it will be better tomorrow. It doesn't hurt at all now." "Then I'll blow on it for you before Daddy goes to bed," Xiao Bao said. "Okay." Tang Bao smiled and kissed her little face. Then he kissed Bao's face. Her cell phone rang in her bag. Tang Bao looked over and saw that Di Hao Ian had already taken out her cell phone. He looked at the caller ID and answered the call. "What's the matter?" Tang Bao was speechless. "Can't you respect my privacy a little? Don't you know what privacy is?" After Di Hao Ian asked, "What's the matter?" Di Hao Ian did not know what the other party said, but Di Hao Ian immediately hung up the phone. Tang Bao was speechless. If it wasn't for her guilty conscience today, she would have stomped her feet in anger at Di Hao Ian. "Who called?" "Meng Shi." Di Hao Ian glanced at Tang Bao. The threat and danger in his eyes were very obvious. "That's my artiste. We're working partners," Tang Bao said to him. "You don't have to be hostile, right?" "I do." Tang Bao did not say anything else. He really had nothing to say to Di Hao Ian, who was so possessive. "I'll take an afternoon nap. You take care of the children and let them sleep later." With that, Tang Bao went back to the room. Di Hao Ian signaled the two little guys with a stern look. "Did you hear that? Go and take an afternoon nap now. Are you sure my daddy didn't say later? Although they felt that it was a little unfair, they still obediently went to the room. Bao stood at the door and turned around. He said to Di Hao Ian awkwardly, "Thank you." Di Hao Ian's eyes darkened. He walked over, squatted down, and asked him, "Is daddy very important to you?" "Yes." Bao nodded. "Then let me tell you, I'm twice as important to you, or even more." Bao looked at Di Hao Ian without blinking. He seemed to be wondering why his daddy was more important to him than he was to him. However, for some reason, he believed him. While sleeping that night, Tang Bao scrolled through the comments on Weibo on his phone with one hand. There were also comments about her being attacked and injured. Logically speaking, she should have received some sympathy. But there was sympathy, but it was still drowned out by the negative comments. They said that she was a hypocrite and deserved to be attacked. Tang Bao's heart did not waver at all as he looked at the comments. She wanted to see if these people would still be like this after midnight. Perhaps some people weren't paid posters, but they were indiscriminately attacking under the banner of justice. Was it the right thing to do? This was how society worked. If one did not have the mental fortitude to withstand online violence, one would definitely go crazy. "Are you done reading?" Di Hao Ian asked as he leaned against the headboard with her. His expression was not looking good. Tang Bao looked at him in confusion. Was he going to sleep? It was only 9 o'clock. Wasn't it too early? Is the phone better looking than me? Tang Bao was horrified. Are you competing with the phone for attention? You're not the same species. There's no comparison. Di Hao Ian's expression darkened. I'm following the real-time news. Do you want to take a look? I can only see you. Tang Bao's face heated up, and he blinked uncomfortably. He thought of something and said, I'm going to sleep at midnight because I want to post a video on Weibo. Di Hao Ian's expression was extremely ugly. Why? You said that as long as I like it, I can do anything. Di Hao Ian's expression was cold. Was he slapping himself in the face? I'll post it for you. Huh? Don't you have an assistant? Why do you have to post it yourself? Di Hao Ian asked with a cold expression. My assistant also has things to do. This is a small matter. I'll post it. Are you serious? Tang Bao asked. Where's the video? Chapter 726. Di Hao Ian got out of bed and went out of the room. Not long after, he came back with a laptop. He crossed his long legs, got on the bed, and turned on the laptop. Tang Bao just looked at it and felt that it had nothing to do with her at all. When the laptop was turned on and placed in front of her, the light from the screen brought her back to her senses. Upload the video here to my Weibo account. Tang Bao opened her Weibo account with one hand. The password on her laptop was directly connected, so there was no need to enter it again. Upload it here. Just write a sentence. The truth behind Meng Shi's video of bullying a newcomer. How is it? Is there a problem? No. Di Hao Ian closed the laptop and put it aside. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Ian's calm expression and added worriedly, should I write that down? Do you think that the leader of T can't remember a single sentence? Di Hao Ian looked at her sharply. Of course not. Tang Bao thought for a while and asked in a doubtful tone, you won't not help me upload it, right? This is very important to me. If I really didn't want to help you, I would have deleted the video when I saw it a few days ago. Tang Bao was confused. You peeked at my laptop? I did it openly. Can you pay attention to my privacy? Tang Bao was so angry that she had no strength left. Di Hao Ian pinched her chin and lifted it. There's no such thing between us. Tang Bao thought that since Di Hao Ian wanted to upload it, she would let him do it. Just like what he said, if he didn't want to upload it, he would have done something to it. Moreover, Tang Bao felt that Di Hao Ian would not lie to her. As there was no need for that, she went to sleep without worry. In the middle of the night, Tang Bao was already sound asleep. Di Hao Ian got out of bed quietly and took the laptop to the living room. Upload the video on Weibo. However, Di Hao Ian changed the title slightly. The truth behind Meng Shi's bullying newcomers video in Legend of Concubine Me. Justice may be late, but it will never be absent. Then, he would upload the video. After that, Di Hao Ian hugged Tang Bao and went to sleep. Don't think that it's the middle of the night. As soon as the video was uploaded, it immediately attracted reposts and comments. She was so tired for knitting so many nets. As he edited, he wailed, "What's going on? Why did such explosive news have to be released at 12 o'clock? Don't you know I'm sleeping soundly?" The first thing Tang Bao asked when he woke up in the morning was, "Have you posted it?" "Yes." Di Hao Yin took the laptop from the side and turned it on for her to see. Tang Bao nestled in Di Hao Yin's arms and watched as Di Hao Yin scrolled through the pages. When he saw the title, he was stunned. Di Hao Yin's modifications were definitely better than hers. Moreover, she could see Di Hao Yin's intentions at a glance. At the same time, this was also free publicity for Legend of Concubine Me. Especially the last sentence, it was really nice and sounded like he was fanning the flames. As expected of the person in charge of tea, he was definitely better at looking at problems than others. Tang Bao was amazed, but she didn't want to say it out loud. She pretended not to know anything and looked at the number of reposts and comments. She didn't expect that in just a few hours, the number of reposts and comments had exceeded hundreds of thousands. This was too scary. It was unprecedented. Oh my God, this video is the original? That means she isn't so arrogant as to bully celebrities who aren't as good as him. Is he standing up for Chengju? He's too loyal, too manly. Look at Song Xiaowi's character. How could she not be popular? Her character is too bad. She actually deliberately poured coffee on Chengju. Chengju has a good temper. If it were me, I would go up and give her 2 slaps. Fortunately, our Meng Shi's husband stood up for her. I've already become a fan of Meng Shi. I'll never change until I die. Chengju, Meng Shi, and Tang Bao's Weibo are all applauded, while Cheng Yuexin is scolded. The wind suddenly reversed. All kinds of headlines on various websites, as well as those who don't mind too much, are particularly eye-catching. Almost open a mobile phone. Let all the officials have a feast for their eyes. One can imagine what kind of scene it will be in the head office now. After Tang Bao looked at it, he felt something was wrong. He turned to Di Hao Yin beside him. "Why my cell phone so quiet?" "I turn it off." As Tang Bao said, Cheng Yuexin, who was going to send Meng Shi's contract to the branch office, went to the company early in the morning and was scolded by Liang Jichao. And he called Tang Bao, but Tang Bao's phone was turned off. Liang Jichao sat in a chair and looked at Cheng Yuexin angrily. Yao Yao's role has been robbed, and now there is such a video. There is internal strife in his company. Have you seen those fierce words on the internet? What do you think? This is Tang Ji's means. He must have that video in his hand for a long time. No wonder she accepted it no matter how to treat her. We're in his trap. Cheng Yuexin's face was livid. Liang Jichao didn't know. He just thought that Tang Gu, a newcomer, came out too fast. How to poke her spirit. He didn't expect it to be like this. Try to contact Tang Gu and come to the company for a meeting. Mr. Liang, how are you going to solve this matter? It's not up to me to solve this matter, but to see if Tang Gu is willing to make peace. You'd better be prepared to abandon Song Xiaowi. Mr. Liang, I've cultivated Song Xiaowi for a long time. It's a pity to give up now. Liang Jichao looks at Cheng Yuexin with a sneer. As soon as this matter comes out, the value of Meng Shi and Chengju will rise greatly. What's the use of Song Xiaowi? For the company, the interests are the most important. I shouldn't have listened to you at the beginning and let Yao Yao fight for the heroine. Now things happen one after another. Mr. Liang, don't be angry. I'll listen to you. If Tang Gu doesn't forgive, just abandon Song Xiaowi. Cheng Yuexin still wants to comfort Liang Jichao and rubs his body against him, but he is pushed away by Liang Jichao. Don't bother me. Cheng Yuexin's face is stiff and not very good. Recently, Liang Jichao's attitude towards her has been a little different. What's the matter? Is it because of Tang Gu? But if so, why did he help her at the beginning? And because of the video at the beginning, Song Xiaowi could rely on it to become popular. Unexpectedly, she hated Tang Gu. As soon as Tang Bao's mobile phone was turned on, there were more text messages, phone calls, and voices than ever before. Her phone had even crashed. She turned it on again. After turning it on, she called Liang Jichao. Mr. Liang, Tang Gu, what do you mean? Were you the one who uploaded the video? Yes. Do you know that this has a bad impact on the company? I just want to prove my innocence and the innocence of artists. Chapter 727. Mr. Liang, I can't help it. Look, Mengshi and I have been scolded so badly the other day. This has a bad impact on the company. After all, Mengshi and Chengju are from the company. If anything happens to them, the company will lose a lot of benefits. You don't know, but after that video came out, no one dared to work with them. Even the director of The Legend of Mi Fei has to be changed. I'm under a lot of pressure too. Tang Bao said bitterly, shaking her head and sighing. She felt that the door of the study was opened. Looking over, she saw Di Hao Yin leaning against the door frame of the study, looking at her lazily and wickedly. Did he hear what I said just now? It was her job to hear it. Liang Jichao knew that he wouldn't be able to stand his ground if he was unreasonable because Tang Bao's actions were really beneficial to the company. Liang Jichao had intended to cultivate Cheng Yuexin's group, but he did not expect things to develop like this. At this point, what else could he say? He could only say, "Come over for a meeting. This matter has to be dealt with." I see. Tang Bao hung up the phone and said to Di Hao Yin, "I'm going to the company." Di Hao Yin's evil face suddenly darkened. The aura of the leader of T was very scary. His dark eyes stared sharply at her bandaged hand. Tang Bao followed his gaze, raised her hand, looked left and right, and said, "It's okay, I won't use this hand. I'll check the wound when I come back. If the wound opens, you don't have to go to work." Tang Bao wanted to refute, but when she met Di Hao Yin's sharp and cold eyes, she pursed her lips and did not speak. Anyway, with Di Hao Yin's strength and overbearingness, it was useless for her to say anything. After Tang Bao went to the company, everyone in the conference room was present. The leaders were all there. As soon as they entered, the atmosphere was not very good. Tang Bao walked in and sat down as if nothing had happened. "Sorry, I'm late." "You're great now. Who could do anything to you when you're late?" Cheng Yuexin immediately retorted. Tang Bao looks at Cheng Yuexin with a smile. "What's wrong with me? Why are you so angry? The matter of the video is all over the city. Are you going to trap the company in the heart of the storm?" Cheng Yuexin scolds angrily. Liang Jichao glances at Cheng Yuexin majestically. Now, he finds that Cheng Yuexin is not stupid except for his good bed skills. "Video? I don't think it was caused by me, right? Don't you agree, CEO Liang?" Tang Bao looked at Liang Jichao with a smile. "Actually, I just got the video last night. I wanted to tell the company about it, but when I thought about how the fans and the public were belittling me and my artists, I couldn't possibly do nothing about it, right? Or can manager Chung hold a press conference, apologize, and let this matter rest?" Cheng Yuexin is speechless, because she was the one who posted the video in the first place. All right, Liang Jichao majestically opened his mouth to stop. Tang Ge did the right thing. Internal strife is a joke for other companies. Now that things have come out, Agent Chung and Tang Ge will hold a press conference together. Clarify this matter well. As for Tseng Xiaowei, let's put her in the snow. I agree with whatever Mr. Liang says, Tang Bao said, then turned around and said, "Won't Mengxi's agent be changed? That's one thing. I'll take Mengxi myself." Tang Bao looks at Liang Jichao silently. If he doesn't take Cheng Yuexin, he won't let her take advantage of it, will he? After all, Mengxi is a big money tree. The press conference was held under the company building. All the major media came. Tang Bao and Cheng Yuexin sat in the middle of the long platform and were asked questions by various reporters. But in the end, all the questions were thrown on Tseng Xiaowei, which was a misunderstanding. Then, Tseng Xiaowei will not have this person in the entertainment circle in the future. As for the photographer, he will also be investigated. This is the case with public opinion. Unless you can turn defeat into victory, you will be beaten down and can't stand up again. Just like Tang Bao, if she didn't have the video later, she wouldn't be able to stay in the company. She couldn't protect her artists and would be trampled on. Using one sentence to describe Yu Lian was the most appropriate. She was in Chao's camp, but her heart was in Chao's camp. Although she is the vice president of Kuchun, she still pays attention to the entertainment circle everywhere. When she saw Tang Bao's press conference, she took Wan Malay to watch it together. It's the same as the video of Meng Shi pouring coffee on Tseng Xiaoyi's head. Wan Malay didn't know much about the entertainment circle. She asked, "Has the entertainment circle always been so complicated?" "It's more complicated than you think. Fortunately, I'm not interested in the entertainment circle." "Then you were able to be popular in the entertainment circle at the beginning. That's not an ordinary badass." "Haha, you flatter me. It's all based on my ability." Yu Lianlian smiled proudly. In the video, the camera was pointing at Tang Bao's male face. When Wan Malay saw it, she was slightly stunned. This person looked a lot like Tang Bao. But Tang Bao, Wan Malay's mood instantly fell. She still couldn't accept Tang Bao's departure. How could she accept that a person who was fine was so? Yu Lianlian noticed Wan Malay's mood and patted her shoulder. "If I tell you something, will you feel better?" "What?" "Tang Bao's child should have been found." "What? Where? How do you know? When did this happen?" "Is a child with Tang Bao?" Wan Malay asked agitatedly. "I knew that bastard Tang Bao wouldn't die. He must be lying to me. He couldn't find anyone and told me he was dead? He Jew, that bastard, don't let me see him. I'm just saying that the child has been found. Tang Bao hasn't." "Haven't you heard? The head of the emperor family hasn't appeared for almost a month, but in this video conference, two little fellows appeared. They looked like they were 3 years old, a son and a daughter. Especially the boy. He looks exactly like the young master. What if the young master has a child with another woman? Then, this is the tragedy of tragedies." Wan Malay still hoped that Yu Lianlian was telling the truth. "Where's the child now? Since the young master has found him, why didn't he bring him back?" "He's in Boiling City. As for why he didn't come back, I'm not too sure. I asked Zhou Jisen, but he doesn't know either." "Then you should ask Ju. Wouldn't Ju know better? He could be by the young master's side every day." Yes, I'll call him now," Wan Malay said, and called Ju. After a while, the call went through. "Ju, you're too much. You didn't even tell me that you found Tang Bao's child." Chapter 728. I heard that when the young master was having a video conference, 2 children appeared in the video. One of them looked exactly like the young master. "Let me ask you, is this true? There is such a child, right?" Wan Malay asked again, uncertainly. "Yes." "Then is that the Tang Bao's child?" Wan Malay asked, and waited nervously for Ju's answer. "Yes." Wan Malay heaved a sigh of relief, and then asked, "What about the Tang Bao? Did you find the child and the Tang Bao?" "The Tang Bao is not dead yet, right?" Ju, if you say that she's dead, I'll be angry." "She's not dead." Wan Malay did not look happy. There were tears in her eyes. She was helpless. She really didn't want to make her angry. That was why she said that the Tang Bao was not dead. If she was really not dead, how could she not contact her? Did she know how sad she was when she found out that she was blown up at the harbor? Even her body could not be found. Ju, the young master, found the child. "Why isn't he back yet?" Can I see the child?" Wan Malay asked carefully. Although it was the Tang Bao's child, it was also T's future successor. How noble was that? She had to ask carefully. "Yes." "Can you make the decision?" Wan Malay asked worriedly. Ju was silent for a while. It was not whether he could make the decision, but the Tang Bao was still alive. It seemed that Wan Malay did not believe what he said. It did not matter. When he went back, he would naturally know everything. It was just that he did not know when he would be able to go back. It seemed that the Tang Bao's attitude was completely to draw a line with the past. Also, when will the young master come back? Soon. I don't think he will stay for long. T is still here, Wan Malay thought. Ju thought that the young master had probably forgotten T's surname in his heart. Now, he only had his wife in his eyes. In Tang Bao's office. "What? Liang Jichao wants to take me? Is there something wrong with his brain? Or does he think he's good-looking? He wants me to follow him? Is he thinking too much?" After Tang Bao told Meng Shi the situation, Meng Shi stood up and almost jumping up and down. "What do you mean?" Meng Shi thought for a moment, then took out his phone and made a call. "CEO Liang, what do you mean?" Don't you know that I signed a contract with Tango? I can't change my manager. I can't change anyone. If I have to change, then I'll terminate my contract with the company. Meng Shi, don't be agitated. Let's talk things over. Liang Jichao said with a kind smile. Say what? Did you ask for my permission? I'll say it again. I only want Tango as my manager. Otherwise, you can wait to terminate your contract. Okay. I'll do as you say, okay? Actually, I'm just saying, if you don't agree, I won't force you. That's good. After hanging up, Meng Shi looked at Tang Bao and said, It's done. Tang Bao was not surprised. As long as Meng Shi did not want to leave, no one could do anything to him. At this moment, there was a knock on the office door. Tang Bao's assistant, Xiao Ding, walked in. Director Wang is here. Meng Shi frowned. Which Director Wang? Tang Bao said calmly. Wang Xiaodao. He's probably here to ask Chengju to go back. Once the video is out, he won't dare to cause any trouble. Just as Meng Shi finished speaking, Wang Xiaodao came in with a smile. Manager Tang, I'm not disturbing you, am I? Of course not. Please take a seat. Xiao Ding, pour some tea. What brings Director Wang here? I called you, but you didn't pick up, so I came here personally. You called me? Sigh. There's been a lot of trouble recently. My phone is about to explode, so I didn't bring it with me. It's my negligence. Tang Bao said embarrassedly. You're talking about the video, right? This happened to my production team, so I'm also responsible. Fortunately, Meng Shi is innocent now. Wang Xiaodao laughed. Meng Shi gave him a sour face and did not say a word. By the way, why is Director Wang looking for me? Tang Bao changed the topic. Chengju's scenes are not finished yet. I'm here to ask, when can she go? About that, Tang Bao purposely dragged his last word. Is there a problem? If there's a problem, I can help solve it. There's no problem. It's just that Chengju has some problems with her personality. I'm afraid that she'll do something that will make the director unhappy, so I was wondering if I should poke at her spirit. No. Chengju's temper is very good. She's professional and patient. Don't worry, in the future, with me around, no one will bully Chengju. Wang Xiaodao guaranteed. This attitude was like heaven and earth compared to before. Okay, I'm relieved to hear that from Director Wang. By the way, Tsang Xiaoyi's role should have been changed, right? Tang Bao asked. It must have been changed. Otherwise, with such a person, the investors won't feel at ease. How about this? I have an artist under me. She's very diligent and good-looking. Her acting is also good. She won't have a problem playing a supporting role. Wang Xiaodao hesitated slightly. What should he do? He had just slept with an actress and promised to let that woman replace Tsang Xiaoyi's role. Director Wang, is there a problem? If it's not possible, then forget it. Tang Bao had a gentle smile on his face. For some reason, Wang Xiaodao now felt that Tangu was a very dangerous person, the kind that hid a needle in cotton. No, then we'll do as you say. When will she go for the interview? It's best to hurry up because the replacement has already delayed the progress of the work. Then let's do it now. Tang Bao smiled. There was no problem with Chengju's matter. Then there was no problem with Meng Shi's matter. Everything was on the track of her plan. After taking a bath in the evening, Di Haoyan changed the dressing on the back of Tang Bao's hand in the room. The wound had healed and scabbed, but with such a blood-red scar on the delicate skin, it became a white jade with a slight blemish. I don't know how long it will take for it to return to its original state. Which girl didn't love beauty? Tang Bao's tone couldn't help but be regretful. Now you know how to love beauty? Why didn't you have this awareness when you were blocking for others? When Di Haoyan thought of the dangerous situation at that time, he would become more dangerous. For him, nothing was more important than Tang Bao. Shooting someone else was not as important as losing a strand of Tang Bao's hair. Tang Bao looked at him disapprovingly. Then think about it. If such a scar appeared on a female star's face, wouldn't it ruin her future? Aren't you afraid that your sacrifice will make her think otherwise? Di Haoyan's face was cold. Tang Bao was stunned at first. A few seconds later, he understood the meaning of those words and couldn't help but laugh. So I have the ability to eat both men and women? He didn't take it seriously at all. Chapter 729. Don't do it again. Otherwise, I'll take you directly to D City. You know what I'm capable of. Di Hao Ian was not threatening her. What he said was true. Tang Bao never doubted Di Hao Ian's words. Once he put into action, no one could stop him. But if you can minimize the problem, why don't you do it? It has something to do with me? You don't have to reason with me. Di Hao Ian's attitude was firm. Tang Bao pursed her lips. She was furious, but she did not dare to say anything. It was really terrible. Even if she tried to reason with Di Hao Ian, it would be useless. Was this what he meant? I know, I won't do it again. Tang Bao agreed, but it was a perfunctory answer. Di Hao Ian was restless and pulled her in front of him. Tang Bao didn't pay attention and was pulled over. She was only a few millimeters away from Di Hao Ian's face, and the car came to a screeching halt. She gasped and stared at Di Hao Ian with a pair of bright and clear eyes, completely shocked. Di Hao Ian's thin lips kissed her forcefully. Tang Bao could not help but groan. Di Hao Ian softened his strength, and his movements became gentle again. He comforted Tang Bao, who was being kissed. Tang Bao's breathing was a little rapid, and her face was hot. Di Hao Ian was definitely comforting her. Tang Bao did not push him away because Di Hao Ian was already angry. If she pushed him away, wouldn't it be adding fuel to the fire? He might even accuse her of some groundless crime. However, Di Hao Ian was not satisfied with the current situation. Tang Bao had no choice but to struggle. Di Hao Ian let go of her slightly. The tip of his strong nose rubbed against her delicate little nose. His breath was a little rough and intertwined with Tang Bao's breath. They could not tell who was who. Don't even think about it. Tang Bao regained her senses and said in a hoarse voice, How do you know what I want to do? Do you think I'm blind? I find it strange, too. Why would I feel like this just by kissing you? My heart is so infatuated with you, just like me. Tang Bao's face turned even redder. Di Hao Ian was too shameless. She closed her eyes, but when she closed her eyes, her ears became even sharper. The feeling of Di Hao Ian touching her was infinitely magnified. Even if I wanted to, I would have to wait for your hand to recover. Di Hao Ian bit her nose gently. Tang Bao did not respond. Di Hao Ian let go of her. Let me bandage your wound. At first, he had only applied ointment on the back of his hand, but now he was bandaging it. Although it wouldn't affect him, how could he shift his attention halfway through something like this? It was all Di Hao Ian's fault. After bandaging her hand and lying on the bed to sleep, Tang Bao was still thinking about whether Di Hao Ian would force her if she didn't want it. Ever since Di Hao Ian appeared, he had not forced her to do that kind of thing. He probably wouldn't. Anyway, she would resist. During the day, Tang Bao did not go to the office. She stayed at home with the two children. She had promised to accompany them after she was done with work. She accompanied them to watch cartoons, play at the amusement park, and finally went to the bookstore to buy books. The two children were very happy. Of course, Di Hao Ian accompanied them throughout the whole process. Tang Bao felt that Di Hao Ian might as well not accompany them. No matter where he went, his tall and handsome figure, his powerful charisma, and his noble demeanor made the eyes of those women almost fall out of their sockets. At this moment, in the bookstore, the refined women who should have been attracted by the books were all attracted by Di Hao Ian. They were blushing shyly. When they looked at Di Hao Ian, it was as if they did not see him. Well, if he really took it seriously, the entire bookstore would be scared away by him. Di Hao Ian, do you want to wait outside? Tang Bao asked softly. Why are you jealous? Why would I be jealous? I don't want others to stare at me. Tang Bao's mouth twitched. Aren't you thinking too much? I just feel that if others stare at you, they will stare at me. It's very awkward. Up to you. She did not want to say anything more. If she said anything more, she did not know how Di Hao Ian would interpret it. Tang Bao was not only embarrassed by being stared at. Other than being attracted by Di Hao Ian's handsome and noble appearance, there were also people who were looking at them strangely, especially the two girls not far in front of them. Their heads were together, and their eyes were scanning her and Di Hao Ian back and forth. It was as if they had seen something interesting. Tang Bao had been in the entertainment industry for so long. How could she not know that those two girls were fujoshis? Tang Bao was wondering if she should hurry the two girls to finish choosing their books and leave the bookstore. Bao, what? Tang Bao turned her head in annoyance and accidentally bumped into Di Hao Yin's thin lips. Tang Bao's eyes suddenly widened and her body stiffened. Wow, I guessed right. They are really a couple. I saw them kissing. The tall one is full of aggression, and the bottom one is so soft and cute. They're a perfect match. They fulfill all my fantasies of a good-looking couple. Tang Bao came back to her senses and took a step back with a dark expression. Her face was deeply flushed as she glared fiercely at Di Hao Yin. She lowered her voice and said, "What are you doing? Weren't you the one who kissed me?" Di Hao Yin still pretended to be calm. Tang Bao almost exploded on the spot. "What did you say? You were the one who called me on purpose and waited there. You call that kissing you? You? Daddy, what's wrong?" Xiao Bao's voice sounded. Tang Bao's words were immediately stuck in his throat. He turned his head and saw the two girls looking at him with innocent eyes. His anger was instantly reduced by half. She could not possibly say that she was kissed by Di Hao Yin, right? It's nothing. Let's read. Tang Bao forced a smile. Then the two girls went to read. Di Hao Yin glanced at the two girls who were not far away. Only then did they leave in a panic. Tang Bao's face looked better, but his ears were still hot. Di Hao Yin's cell phone vibrated. Tang Bao was close enough that she could hear it. Di Hao Yin took out his cell phone and looked at the caller ID. He said, "I'm going to answer the call." Tang Bao did not think much of it. Di Hao Yin walked out of the bookstore and passed the cell phone to He Ju outside. He then turned around and went back into the bookstore. He Ju saw the caller ID and knew why Di Hao Yin was so cold. Tang Bao was flipping through a fairy tale book when he looked up and saw Di Hao Yin walking in. "You're done with the call?" "Yeah," Tang Bao thought to himself. So fast? Who called? However, she did not ask. It was none of her business. Actually, the person who called was not anyone else but Yu Song-hwan. Everyone in T knew about the child. Yu Song-hwan must have heard about it. She was not at all surprised that Di Hao Yin did not answer her call. She was just very sad. Was she going to be so distant with her son? She never thought that she would fall out with Di Hao Yin like this. Chapter 730. Seeing Yu Song-hwan's sad expression, Annie Wong comforted her. "Old madam, don't be sad. The young master probably has something on and can't pick up the phone." "Do you think I don't know if he can pick up the phone? Or don't you know that ever since he regained his memory and Tang Bao is gone, he hasn't spoken to me again? It's even difficult to see him. He's blaming me and hating me. Fortunately, the two little masters have been found. The young master probably won't blame you too much. If that's really the case, he would not pick up my call. So what if he finds the children? To him, I'm the one who caused the death of his most beloved woman. How could Yu Song-hwan not know? From the moment she knew that Di Hao Yin killed Di Lingwei, she understood how important Tang Bao was to him. It wasn't on the surface, but deep in his bones. But old madam is doing this for the young master's good. You don't want this to happen. Yes, I'm doing this for his own good, but will he understand? He'll understand. When the young master comes back, won't he have children? It's fine for a grandmother to visit her biological grandson, right? Then why do you think Hao Yin hasn't come back yet? Annie Wong's eyes flashed, and she looked like she wanted to say something but stopped. If you have something to say, just say it. Yu Song-hwan was displeased. I heard that the young master knows a man who looks similar to young madam. It seems that he's staying in Boiling City because of him. Nonsense. Is there anything more ridiculous than this? No matter how similar he looks to Tang Bao, he's still a man. Yu Song-hwan was furious. What the hell? Yes, but there's indeed such a person. I heard that he's someone from the entertainment industry. There's even a video. Some time ago, it was all over the internet. Yu Song-hwan didn't want to see the man who looked similar to Tang Bao at all, and he was even more unwilling to accept such a ridiculous thing. But in the end, he still said, "Let me see." Annie Wong asked the servant to retrieve the video and then played it for Yu Song-hwan on her phone. Yu Song-hwan looked at the face under the camera lens. It was indeed similar, but the temperament was that of a man. He was elegant and cold. He wore a white suit and did not have the characteristics of a girl. She wanted to tell her that Di Hao Ian was really with a man who looked like Tang Bao, because he wanted to find out who this person was. She couldn't even accept a Tang Bao. So how could she be willing to accept a man being with her son? Moreover, she knew that Di Hao Ian did not have that problem at all. The problem lies in his face. Annie Wong put the phone away. Seeing that Yu Songhuan didn't say anything, she didn't dare to say anything. Yu Songhuan thought for a while and said, "Send someone to investigate that man in secret. I want to know what's going on. Hao Ian can hate me, but she can't be with a man." Yes. For the next 2 days, Tang Bao rested at home. He either stayed in the study to deal with his work or answered the phone. When Tang Bao came out of the study, he saw Di Hao Ian painting with Xiao Bao. Bao was watching from the side. This scene made Tang Bao feel like he was in a trance. It was as if she had never left and their family of four had always been so warm. If the two babies knew that this person was not a stranger, but their biological father, what would their expressions be like? Would they be happy? Xiao Bao was painting when she suddenly looked up and asked, "Daddy, did Daddy change your job?" "No." Tang Bao looked at Xiao Bao and then at Bao. It seemed like he didn't have any reaction to Di Hao Ian calling him that. This was not a good thing. If he was used to calling him that, would he be able to change it? "Daddy, do you think my painting is good?" Xiao Bao picked up her painting and asked. Tang Bao walked over and took a look at it. He praised her. "It's great. Daddy taught me," Xiao Bao said as if he was showing off. Tang Bao was not very happy. Why were the two children more dependent on Di Hao Ian? Children were children. If they were given milk, they would be their mother. If he could accompany the two babies for a period of time, he would be better than a biological father. "You guys continue painting. I'll go outside to throw the trash." Tang Bao stood up, took the trash bag, and walked out. There was a trash can in the corridor. After throwing it in, he stood by the guardrail and looked out the window. Suddenly, he heard the sound of the door closing behind him. Tang Bao turned around and saw Di Hao Ian walking towards him. He was elegant and steady, but he had a strong charisma. This was probably the most stylish stay-at-home dad. No matter how he raised the children, his temperament never changed. It was as if he was born with it. Tang Bao did not want to be alone with him. It made her feel nervous. It was really strange. No matter what kind of stranger she met at work, she would not feel this way. Perhaps other people were not as noble and oppressive as Di Hao Ian. "You left the children at home. I'll go take a look." Tang Bao found a legitimate excuse and prepared to go into the house. However, before his hand could reach the door handle, Di Hao Ian pulled him over. He forced Tang Bao to face him. The close distance made her feel suffocated. Why didn't come? Weren't they at home by themselves? Tang Bao was speechless. "You sure know a lot about it. You've been with the children for the past 2 days. I didn't have time to be alone with you." Di Hao Ian hugged her waist and said in a low and hoarse voice. He complained as if he could not eat sweets. Tang Bao was also stunned. "Don't you sleep on the same bed at night?" He tied her up every night. Was that not enough? "It's not enough." Tang Bao was slightly stunned. Did this person know how to read minds? When he thought of Di Hao Ian's unusually deep thoughts, he did not find it strange. "Then what do you want?" "Kiss you." Tang Bao's brain stopped working for a while. He turned around and left without saying anything. However, Di Hao Ian did not let her go. She could not leave. The arm around her waist was like an iron chain. The heat from Di Hao Ian's palm penetrated her clothes and seemed to have entered her body. It was very dangerous. The two treasures would come out to look for them at any time. Could Di Hao Ian be a little more cautious? However, if he knew what caution was, would he still be the king of D City? In the beginning, Tang Bao was embarrassed and angry because of Di Hao Ian's molestation. Then, she thought, why did he always have to suppress her? She was also a man now. A smile flashed across Tang Bao's eyes. His body directly pressed against Di Hao Ian. Di Hao Ian's black eyes were stunned. He leaned against the wall behind him, looking as if he was being pressed down by Tang Bao. At this moment, the elevator door opened and two people walked out, Cheng Ju and Meng Shi. They were carrying gifts for the children in their hands. As soon as they stepped out of the elevator, They saw a scene that stunned them and made them unable to move. Tang Bao was completely unaware. Di Hao Ian happened to be facing the elevator, so he naturally saw it at a glance. Chapter 731. What's wrong? No reaction? Tang Bao roughly pulled Di Hao Ian's collar with one hand and lifted Di Hao Ian's chin with the other. Come, tell me. Don't pity me just because I'm a delicate flower. Don't pity me just because I'm a delicate flower. Di Hao Ian did not refuse and said happily. Then he asked, How are you going to destroy me? Let me kiss you first. As Tang Bao spoke, he kissed Di Hao Ian's thin lips. It was not too presumptuous. It was just a kiss, and he let go. How does it feel? Before Di Hao Ian could answer, there was a clang behind him. It scared Tang Bao so much that his body stiffened. When he looked at Di Hao Ian's eyes again, there was a mischievous and meaningful smile in them. Tang Bao slowly turned around and saw the bag on the ground. A few fruits rolled out of the bag. He looked up and saw Cheng Ju and Meng Shi. The two of them were already stunned. They looked like they had been struck by lightning. Tang Bao could not believe that his actions just now had been seen by these two people. What should he do? How could he save himself? Tang Bao's mind was in a storm. Ah, that? Ha, you're here? Tang Bao laughed. Cheng Ju and Meng Shi, we've been here for a long time. It's like this. I'm rehearsing with him. You two are actors. You know it very well, Tang Bao explained. Cheng Ju was puzzled and asked blankly, Rehearsing? Brother Tang, what scene are you rehearsing? Why don't I rehearse? Don't I have to teach you what you don't understand? If I don't have a foundation in acting, how can I teach you? Isn't that right? Cheng Ju heaved a sigh of relief. I see. I was wondering why. I was thinking too much. Then she went to pick up the things on the ground. Fortunately, she managed to fool them. However, when Tang Bao looked at Meng Shi was looking at her strangely. She then looked at Di Hao Ian. Di Hao Ian's face was cold. You guys can go in. Tang Bao immediately interrupted the strange atmosphere and called out. Meng Shi and Cheng Ju carried the things into the house. Uncle Meng Shi, Auntie Cheng Ju. When the two treasures saw them, they immediately called out to them. Wow, it hasn't been long since I last came. Bao and Xiao Bao have grown a lot taller. Cheng Ju looked at the two delicate little dolls and liked them very much. Xiao Bao pouted and said, Auntie Cheng Ju hasn't been here for a long time. Of course I have to grow taller. Yes. Not only have you grown taller, you're even cuter. Come, Bao Xiao Bao, Uncle bought you toys and food. Meng Shi opened the bag and showed them. Cheng Ju, did you buy it on your own? Can you not ignore me? After entering, they sat in the living room. Di Hao Ian sat alone, as if no one else could sit on the same level as him. Meng Shi and Cheng Ju sat on one side, while Tang Bao sat on the other side. The two treasures asked them to go somewhere else to play. Tang Bao didn't know why, but she still felt guilty, especially her mouth. It was so hot that it was burning. Meng Shi's eyes would look at her and Di Hao Ian from time to time, as if he wanted to see something. Di Hao Ian, on the other hand, was cold and calm. Tang Bao quickly said to divert her attention, Why are you guys here together? There shouldn't be anything wrong, right? Cheng Ju said, No. It's just that I haven't come over for a long time and you're not in the company. Wang Xiaodao didn't make things difficult for you, did he? Tang Bao asked. Meng Shi answered, How would he dare now? After the video came out last time, he knew that he shouldn't offend people. Moreover, even without that video, he specifically asked Cheng Ju to act in it. There won't be a problem. Only with good acting skills can you go far, Tang Bao said. Meng Shi immediately frowned. Why didn't you ask me? Tang Bao's expression froze. She did not look at Di Hao Ian's expression, but she could already feel his sharp gaze. It made her feel as if she was sitting on pins and needles. She and her artist were clearly innocent and pure, but she still had to be oppressed by Di Hao Ian and get to know a perverted and possessive man like Di Hao Ian. She really had a hard life. Aren't you going to the audition tomorrow? Assistant Director Chun Xian already told me. Tang Bao felt pressured if she asked, but if she did not ask, it would be even worse. It would make it seem like she was guilty. A straight foot is not afraid of a crooked shadow. Then accompany me to the audition tomorrow. Mengshi immediately became interested. I don't need to go. You'll be fine alone. Aren't you being too biased? You even went to Chengju's audition. Why didn't you go to my audition? Mengshi was unhappy. How can that be the same? Tang Bao frowned. It's different. I'm your favorite concubine. Mengshi said matter-of-factly. Tang Bao's body stiffened. Favorite concubine? Don't talk nonsense, okay? It's okay to talk about it in your own company. Tang Bao secretly glanced at Di Haoyan. Di Haoyan's gaze was not just sharp and easy to understand. It was very dark. She could clearly feel his impatience. And if you go, I'll be more confident. Mengshi wanted to continue. Anyway, you don't have anything to do at home. I'll send you back after the audition. It's not troublesome. Tang Bao thought to himself, did I say it was troublesome? Is this a question of whether it's troublesome or not? This is a question of whether a disaster will befall me. Just as Tang Bao was thinking about what to say to Mengshi, Di Haoyan spoke in a threatening voice. It's time to meet the guest. Tang Bao almost choked on his own saliva. Wasn't that too ruthless? His but hadn't even warmed up yet. Chengju had long felt that the atmosphere in the living room was not right. Although that man did not say a word, his aura was getting scarier and scarier. She could no longer sit still. When she heard Tang Bao say this, she stood up and did not forget to pull Mengshi, who wanted to continue staying here. All right, Mengshi and I still have something to do. We'll go back first. Tang Bao touched his nose. Okay, call me if you need anything. Mengshi stood up, but looked at Tang Bao. Aren't you going to send us off? Tang Bao stood up stiffly. Send them off? It was just a few steps away. But thinking that Mengshi was not the kind of person who could be easily dismissed, he agreed. Okay, send us off. Tang Bao did not look at Di Haoyan's expression and quickly followed them out. Once outside, Mengshi immediately sent Chengju away. Go down and wait for me. Chengju was speechless. Tang Bao knew what Mengshi wanted to ask. If he did not ask clearly, he would definitely not give up. So he said to Chengju, you go down first. Okay. After Chengju entered the elevator, Mengshi anxiously asked, what's your relationship with that person? I told you we're friends. Tang Bao spread his hands. That was how it was. She thought she was naive. Well, you go out first. I have some contract details to talk to Lai Yuancheng. Liang Jichao let her go out directly. Cheng Yuexin was so angry that she didn't say anything. She turned around and left the office. She had lost her position in the company, her most profitable artist, and her bright future. And all this was because of Tang Ge. If it weren't for his calculation, would she end up like this? Cheng Yuexin's eyes were vicious. Tang Ge, don't blame me for being rude. After resting at home for a few days, the work that couldn't be finished piled up. As soon as she returned to the company, she was busy. There was a knock on the office door. It was Xiao Ding, who sent the artist information. He got the information and was looking at it when he heard Xiao Ding say, Brother Tang, I have good news for you. What? Chapter 733. Tang Bao was surprised, but not surprised at all. Lil Ding was puzzled. Brother Tang, don't you feel surprised? What's the big deal? Maybe one day, I'll end up like Cheng Yuexin. To be exact, if she hadn't won, she would have been the one to leave. No, Brother Tang not only has a good job, but he's also a good person. President Liang can't let you go. Little Ding's experience was still too simple. But Tang Bao didn't say anything. The TV call came in time. It was Liang Jichao's. Tang Bao answered. It was a meeting. Really, whoever said it would appear. Tang Bao knew very well what the meeting was about. Wasn't it just for the new agent? Tang Bao was also very curious to be able to be put in an important position by Liang Jichao. After asking around, he found out that it was Lai Yuancheng. What digging? That was a relative of Liang Jichao's, a family member. In addition, Cheng Yuexin was set up by her at the bathroom door last time. Liang Jichao wouldn't have such a good way to replace her, would he? It was so justifiable that Cheng Yuexin was speechless. Of course, Liang Jichao wouldn't be grateful to her. He was grateful in his actions, but Tang Bao was very self-aware. No matter what, she couldn't match Lai Yuanqing's position in Liang Jichao's heart. After entering the conference room and sitting down, Liang Jichao immediately introduced, "Let me introduce you. This is the new agent, Lai Yuanqing. I poach him with a high salary. I dare not. Please advise me in the future." Lai Yuanqing's attitude seemed quite sincere. Tang Bao had a smile on his face. Liang Jichao looked at Tang Ge and introduced him. "This is Tang Ge, Agent Tang." Lai Yuanqing immediately said, "I heard that Agent Tang's work is very good. The artists under him are even more amazing." "No, Agent Lai is too kind," Tang Bao said modestly. Liang Jichao said, "You are all capable cadres in my company. As long as you work under me, I will never treat you badly. Tang Ge, this is your reward. You've worked hard during this period." As he spoke, he pushed a car key to Tang Ge. "Mr. Liang, isn't this too expensive?" Tang Bao was a little surprised. "I've already said that I won't mistreat anyone if you do a good job. I treat all of you equally." The car was parked in the company's underground parking lot. "When the time comes, just drive it away." "Thank you, Mr. Liang." Tang Bao thought to himself that Liang Jichao was really a sly old fox. His change in attitude was too strange. She was probably using the car to appease her, right? After he left the meeting room, Lai Yuanqing came looking for him. "Manager Tang's appearance surprised me," Lai Yuanqing said. Tang Bao smiled. "What do you mean? Isn't that so? You're prettier than a celebrity. It's a pity that you're an agent instead of a celebrity." Lai Yuanqing stared at her face and looked at her. He felt that her skin was better than a woman's. Everyone has their own ambitions. Maybe I prefer to be a manager. If Tang Bao was a celebrity, wouldn't Di Haoyan already know where she was? In the past, didn't people see her all the time and know about her through the grapevine? It was because of his concern that she did not want to be a celebrity. "You're right. We'll be colleagues in the future. Please take care of me, Manager Tang." "No, I still have a lot of shortcomings. I still need Manager Lai's guidance. By the way, I still have something to do, so I'll go back first." "Okay, take care." As soon as Tang Bao left, the smile on Lai Yuanqing's face turned into a sneer. He thought who could beat Cheng Yuexin to dust and grime would be. It turned out to be such a little white face. It was completely unfounded. Tang Bao entered the underground parking lot. Sure enough, there was a silver-white car parked there. Not bad. She didn't have to buy it. There were cars and drivers in the company. She had a driver's license, but she had never had a chance to drive. With this car, she could even take the children out to play. Tang Bao opened the door and sat in the passenger seat for a while. Suddenly, he felt good. He got out of the car, but did not notice the figure approaching in secret. As soon as the door was closed, the stick came down and hit the back of Tang Bao's neck. "Ah!" Tang Bao cried out in pain. She fainted as soon as she saw the black. Before she fainted, she thought, "Damn it, I'm the only one who can hit others. When did I fall to the miserable end of being hit by others?" The driver was still waiting at the gate of the company. Anyway, the time of the meeting was different every time. He didn't notice anything wrong, so he kept waiting. When Tang Bao woke up, she was in a strange room on the bed. When she moved her head, she felt that her neck was going to break. "Bastard, who hit me? It hurts." When she regained her consciousness, she found that her hands and feet were tied in the shape of a Chinese character. "What's the situation? Is this a kidnapping?" Tang Bao struggled hard, but she only hurt her wrists and ankles. There was no benefit at all. Her skin was red. "Who wants to kidnap me? Who did she offend?" "Air. It seems that she has offended a lot of people." Looking around the environment of the room, it seemed that a woman lived in it. It was quite neat and clean. If it's a kidnapping, is she treated well? Just as she was looking around, someone came in. When Tang Bao saw the coming person, his eyes were straight. Cheng Yuexin, who was only wearing pajamas, came in, with her hair loose and her waist twisted close to the bed. Tang Bao's eyes are a little stiff. This pajamas is really revealing. It can't be wrapped up from top to bottom. Chung Yueshin, what are you doing with me? Let me go. Let you go? It wasn't easy for me to capture you. Why should I let you go? What do you want to do? I'll tell you. It's just normal for you to fight with me at work. There's no need to use kidnapping. Moreover, if the police come here, think about your identity, and then the whole world will know. If you don't have your current company, other companies will want you. Your ability is there, but if you kidnap, there will be no chance for you to survive. What are the police doing here? I won't do anything to you. Do you think more? Chung Yueshin said with a smile. Tang Bao was stunned. Could it be that he didn't want to cut her open? What are you doing? Then what are you doing? It's not inviting me to dinner, is it? Tang Bao thought humorously. Chung Yueshin smiles, sits down on the edge of the bed, and presses down her upper body slightly. Tang Bao's eyes were about to pop out, because she saw Chung Yueshin's evil smile. Does it look good? Tang Bao's entire body had already stiffened. Mine is prettier than yours, and bigger than yours. I invite you to come. If there is something better than rice, it's me. I refuse. Tang Bao's voice trembled with fear. You are really stubborn. Chapter 734. Tell her it's a woman? Of course, she can't tell. Just now. Will Chung Yueshin let her go? It's just going to bed. Do you have to refuse me every time? It doesn't matter. If I lose my job, I can go to other companies, but even if I go to other companies, I'll have a good time with you. You know me. If I can't get it, I'd rather destroy it. Chung Yueshin's smile is vicious. Tang Bao is motionless. Don't worry too much. I can't bear to destroy you. Chung Yueshin's sharp nails slide around Tang Bao's face. Really, the skin is so good. I really want to be touched. I have a good thing here. As long as you drink it, no matter how serious a man is, he will become a beast. Chung Yueshin suddenly has a transparent bottle in his hand. The bottle is filled with potion, shaking gently, which is particularly horrifying. Then what if a woman drinks it? I've never heard of a woman drinking this. It's specially for men. Won't it be fatal for a woman to drink? Tang Bao is worried about this. She has 2 children. They are so lovely that she can't bear to abandon them. Fatal? I haven't heard of it, but it's not what you need to worry about. I won't drink it, but you have to give it to me. Tang Bao roars in his heart. Come on, drink it. Chung Yueshin wants to pour it into Tang Bao's mouth. Tang Bao bites his teeth and doesn't open them. Do you think I can't do anything about it? Chung Yueshin pinches Tang Bao's leg hard. Oh. The moment Tang Bao opened his mouth, the water in the small bottle poured into Tang Bao's mouth and flowed directly down his throat. Cough, cough. Cough, cough. You'll know what it's like to be dead soon. Tang Bao, who had coughed so hard that the 2 heroes were red, recovered and asked, Did you feed the male artists under you this compromise? Do you mean Mengshi? What the hell? Mengshi? Why didn't she know? If it wasn't for your appearance, Mengshi would have become my man long ago. But it doesn't matter. After you appeared, I took a liking to you. My plan was to take you down first. Then it would be much easier to take him down. After all, he listens to you a lot. I like men with evil auras like Mengshi. Even if you get me, Mengshi will not be with you. This was simply terrifying for Tang Bao. Chung Yueshin deserves to be the super devil in the company. Who says he won't? Don't you see a small camera there? Chung Yueshin motioned. Then, Tang Bao saw a camera at the end of the bed, facing her. Oh heavens! She had never seen such a crazy woman before. He didn't even spare a woman. Tang Bao understood this very well. Chung Yueshin just wants to threaten Meng Shi with such a video. Given Meng Shi's personality, he would definitely compromise. She didn't want to imagine the consequences. But Tang Bao knew better than anyone that such a consequence would not happen. Because she was a woman. You can't shoot such a stimulating video unless Chung Yueshin is a lace. Just when Tang Bao was distracted, Chung Yueshin's hand touched her face and kissed Tang Bao's face. Ah, it's fragrant. You are really different from other men. Chung Yueshin not only does not reject, but also appreciates. Tang Bao doesn't understand. Don't women like men who are more manly? How could he like a pretty boy with a fragrant body like her? Sheng Yuexin, you think you'd better let me go. Why? I tell you, nothing can stop what I want to do now. I'm just afraid you'll have a shadow in your heart later. Isn't Cheng Yuexin going to have a shadow after the clothes are taken off? I'll just be excited. Cheng Yuexin's fingers slide down and begin to untie her clothes. Tang Bao struggles. Even if she is a woman, she doesn't have to worry about being violated, but when Cheng Yuexin knows that she is a woman, the next trouble can be imagined. Cheng Yuexin, you untie me first. I won't run, and I'll cooperate with you. No need. I'm quite excited too. I quite like this feeling. The button of the suit is unbuttoned, and Cheng Yuexin begins to unbutton the shirt inside. Tang Bao thinks that it must be over. Cheng Yuexin will know her daughter soon. Tang Bao's shirt button is always buttoned to the top of his neck. When the third button is unbuttoned, Cheng Yuexin is wondering what the exposed white cloth is, and the door is knocked open dash-bang. Cheng Yuexin turns around in fright. Tang Bao also looks over. When he saw that the person in front of him was Di Hao Tian, Tang Bao almost wept with joy, and his tense nerves relaxed. It's just in time. Cheng Yuexin stands up. Is it you? Last time at the audition, Cheng Yuexin remembered this man. It should be said that such a strong aura, as long as you have seen it, will not forget it. Di Hao Tian ignores Cheng Yuexin, goes to the bed, and looks at Tang Bao's body. I'm fine. He drank a bottle of aphrodisiac. Well, it should be all right? Because it's for men. Di Hao Tian didn't stop looking because Tang Bao said it was all right. When he saw the serious red marks on Tang Bao's wrists and ankles, his black eyes were full of anger. He Ju came in. Which floor is this? The third floor. Throw it down. Di Hao Tian ordered cruelly. Cheng Yuexin's face suddenly turned pale. This was the third floor. Even if they didn't turn into a pile of mud, they would still fall to their deaths if they were unlucky. Even if it doesn't fall to death, it must be a disability. Why do you want to throw me down? Tango offended me. I just scared him. Who are you? Do you want to hurt people's lives for him? Cheng Yuexin asked, holding back her heart because of fear. Di Hao Tian didn't answer Cheng Yuexin's words. Instead, he looked at Tang Bao calmly, holding on to the top, and looked down at the domineering posture. You say, who am I to you? Tang Bao was angry. What's the matter with this man? Is he still in the mood to ask this? He said angrily, I don't know. I'll tell her. Tang Bao saw a shadow cover, infinitely enlarged in her shocked eyes, and then pressed on her lips, and her mouth was kissed. It was not a deep kiss. It touched her small mouth gently for a few seconds, and then pushed it away. Tang Bao stared at him fiercely. You don't mind being said that you are gay, do you? I mind. Cheng Yuexin stared at the scene, stunned. You, Tango, are you gay? Chapter 735. Cheng Yuexin's face is colorful. She just wants to sleep with Tango, but she doesn't expect him to be gay. But she doesn't look like it. Does she miss it? So, please don't put your mind on me in the future. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Tian, who untied her rope. Let her go this time. Are you asking me? Di Hao Tian is obviously unwilling. It's his mercy to throw her downstairs. I'm the victim. No. Hey, Di Hao Tian, don't do that. I'm fine. She's just more loose. I'm sure she'll restrain herself in the future. After all, I'm gay. Tang Bao said. It's not that she doesn't want to punish Cheng Yuexin, but that Di Hao Tian's means are too terrible. The light ones are disabled, and the heavy ones are hurt. Di Hao Tian winked at He Ju. He Ju was slightly stunned. When he understood, he raised his gun and pointed it at Cheng Yuexin's head. Don't worry, the bullet doesn't hurt when it penetrates the head, and then it's dead. Tang Bao. Hey, He Ju, I want to plead for Cheng Yuexin. How can I be pointed at? But Di Hao Tian didn't mean to take back the order at all. Cheng Yuexin's face turned pale, and his legs trembled. You, how dare you kill people? Who are you? At this time, Cheng Yuexin knew that this man was more powerful than she thought. But now to know, is it too late? You don't have the chance to know. He Ju finished, and pulled the trigger directly. Ah! Chung Yueshin screamed in fright. As soon as the trigger rang, Chung Yueshin's eyes turned over, fainted, and fell to the ground. Tang Bao's hands and feet are free. He immediately avoids Di Haoyan and goes to check Chung Yueshin. She doesn't know if she can be rescued. Just go forward to check, but find that there is no blood. Chung Yueshin is still breathing, but she fainted. Tang Bao looks at Yiju. Yiju put the gun away. Don't worry, young madam. It's just an empty gun. That is, Chung Yueshin fainted for himself. Tang Bao heaved a sigh of relief. She looked at Di Haoyan and saw that Di Haoyan was looking at her coldly. Tang Bao turns away his face and feels a little guilty. How can she know that he is going to scare Chung Yueshin? He didn't give her a hint in advance. Just as Tang Bao was lost in his thoughts while squatting there, he felt his body lighten and was suddenly picked up. Ah, you. What are you waiting for? I can walk on my own. You're injured. I'm not hurt. Ankle. Tang Bao's mouth twitched. You call that red mark an injury? It's not as serious as when you bit me in the past. It was clearly an excuse. Even if his excuse was seen through, Di Haoyan was still calm and had no intention of letting her go. He carried Chung Yueshin out of the place where she lived and got into the car. After the car left, Tang Bao retracted his gaze from the window and asked, How did you know I was here? You're not spying on me, are you? No, if you were spying on me, you wouldn't have waited until then to appear, would you? Di Haoyan stared at her sharply with his dark eyes. Check the surveillance footage. Oh, that's true. With Di Haoyan's power, he could just call the Transportation Bureau and find out where she was in a few minutes. He didn't need to go through the police station at all. Just as the car was driving, Tang Bao suddenly felt a little hot and thirsty. What's going on? Is it too stuffy in the car? Why is your face so red? Di Haoyan noticed that something was wrong with Tang Bao and asked, I don't know. It's a little hot. I want to drink water, Tang Bao said. Di Haoyan took out a bottle of mineral water from the side, opened the cap, and handed it to her. Tang Bao raised his neck and drank. The cool water entered his throat and went all the way to his stomach. It immediately cooled down and was very comfortable. After drinking 1/3 of the water, he stopped drinking. Tang Bao felt much better. But unexpectedly, in less than a minute, the heat came again. It was even more intense than before. Tang Bao's breathing was a little disordered, and he quickly poured mineral water into his mouth. After the mineral water was poured in, it did have some effect, but after the coolness passed, it came again. Di Haoyan reached out to touch her face. It was very hot. Looking at Tang Bao again, his eyes were like water, and he was panting. His dark eyes sank, and he asked, What have you eaten? Eat? I didn't. Tang Bao just wanted to say that she didn't eat anything, but a certain scene flashed through his mind, and he stopped abruptly. What didn't she eat? Didn't Chung Yueshin feed her that potion? Tang Bao's eyes turned stiffly and looked at Di Haoyan. I drank the potion for men, but I'm a woman. Is it useful? What should I do? Di Haoyan directly pulled her onto his body and held her. His voice was low and hoarse. There's a ready-made antidote right now. Where? Me. Tang Bao's mind was still a little sober. I don't want to. Don't even think about it. Then how do you solve it? Di Haoyan knew that this thing would not hurt the body, so he was not in a hurry. But his eyes were deep and aggressive, and it was easy to make Tang Bao's heart beat faster. Tang Bao turned his face away. You take me to the hospital. The hospital's way is to use physical therapy to let the effect of the drug pass. Tang Bao hesitated. Physical therapy? Then she might as well go back and take a cold shower herself? What was the difference? She really hadn't heard of going to the hospital for treatment after being drugged with this kind of drug. Was it funny? Tang Bao gasped for breath. She was tortured by the drug. The more she was depressed, the more painful it was. Let me go. I'll sit on the other side. Tang Bao gasped and wanted to get down from Di Haoyan's body. But Di Haoyan's arm did not let go, so she could not get away. Her struggle also became weak, as if she wanted to refuse but also to welcome. Bao, why do you want to go far? Di Haoyan's thin lips opened slightly, and his tone was as gentle and comforting as when he talked to Tang Bao before. Tang Bao was uncomfortable, and Di Hao Ian was also suppressing it. After all, the bright red and cute Tang Bao was next to him, but he had to suppress himself. He didn't want to see how Tang Bao would be unable to take the initiative. I don't want to. Tang Bao said that she didn't want to, but when her hot face was touched by his thin lips, she felt cool and comfortable. She couldn't help but rub against him like a pitiful kitten. Di Hao Ian's thin lips kissed her face and gradually deepened. Tang Bao's hands clutched Di Hao Ian's suit jacket so hard that creases appeared. Her fingers were so white that they were almost transparent. She was struggling internally. Should she? Forget it. Wasn't it just a kiss? She had to suppress the anger in her body first. Therefore, she turned her face and pressed her small mouth against Di Hao Ian's thin lips, completely ignoring everything else. Her face was red, and her eyes were about to shed tears. The effect of a drug was really strong. Of course, she felt bad. However, she didn't have the courage to take that step. It was as if she would be in pain like before if she stepped out. She didn't want it. She didn't dare to. Don't worry about me. I'll find a way. Tang Bao staggered to the bathtub and filled it with cold water. Before the water was filled to the brim, she dipped her head in. Tang Bao got up in a panic and choked on her own saliva. She clung tightly to the edge of the bathtub and felt very comfortable soaking her body in it. Just as she was feeling it, the bathroom door slammed open with a loud bang and fell to the ground. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Ian in a daze. Did he have to be so violent? She was so scared that her heart almost stopped. What are you doing? What are you doing? Di Hao Ian's expression was worse than Tang Bao's. He was also nervous, because he just heard Tang Bao shouting in the bathroom. I'm using physical therapy, and this door will have to pay for it. Tang Bao had never stayed in a hotel before. She even tore down people's houses. Can't I afford it? Di Hao Ian's face darkened. Tang Bao didn't say anything. She had forgotten Di Hao Ian's wealth. Are you going to stay in the water? Di Hao Ian walked to the bathtub and looked at her condescendingly. Yes. Do you have a problem with that? Are you so afraid of me touching you? Tang Bao leaned her forehead against the side of the bathtub and didn't say anything. Di Hao Ian's dark eyes were filled with anger and heartache. The anger was because Tang Bao rejected him, and the heartache was because Tang Bao was tortured. His gaze fell on the cold water that kept pouring into the bathtub, and he reached out to turn it off. What are you doing? Di Hao Ian squatted down and directly carried Tang Bao out of the water and out of the bathroom. Tang Bao looked at him with a flushed face. She knew that if Di Hao Ian wanted to force himself on her, she definitely wouldn't be able to escape. I won't touch you. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Ian with some surprise. She was still panting, and her watery eyes were trembling slightly. That's impossible. Whether you're willing or not, you have to accept it. Why do you have to force me? Tang Bao's body trembled violently. She struggled to run, but Di Hao Ian held her down, and she couldn't move. Let go of me. Her refusal was weak, because the drug was constantly torturing her. The cold water that had touched her body earlier was boiling hot, and her skin was about to be burned. Bao, you're mine. Do you understand? Di Hao Ian gently comforted Tang Bao as if he was coaxing a child. No. Tang Bao was still struggling. Tang Bao felt that her brain was about to explode. She couldn't take it anymore. You can live without me. I can't. No matter what method I use, as long as you're by my side, it's fine. Di Hao Ian, do you accept it? Di Hao Ian let go of Tang Bao slightly. Tang Bao trembled violently and burst into tears. Di Hao Ian looked at the expression on her face with infatuation. His voice was hoarse. Then I won't stand on ceremony. When have you ever stood on ceremony with me? Di Hao Ian hugged Tang Bao tightly. She could feel his arms trembling under his strength. His voice was extremely hoarse. I finally have you for real. She didn't know when Tang Bao woke up. It should be around dawn. She didn't know if Di Hao Ian had slept. Anyway, when she woke up, Di Hao Ian was hugging her, as if he was hugging the most precious thing in the world. He hugged her tightly and didn't let go at all. To Tang Bao, this was like ants drilling into her body and mind. She couldn't ignore it. It turned out that she had never forgotten about Di Haoyan. Di Haoyan was still the most unforgettable existence in her heart. It seemed that it was morning. The window curtains of the hotel weren't too thick, and some light refracted into the room. Tang Bao's skin was penetrated by the light. This kind of love was something that Tang Bao could not bear. Chapter 737. Tang Bao's voice was so hoarse that it could not get any hoarser. The heat in the room continued to burn like a steamer. Apart from them, everything else would be burned to ashes. At night, Tang Bao could not even cry. She could only whimper instinctively. Bao. Di Haoyan's voice was full of passion. He held Tang Bao's fingers tightly and kissed Tang Bao over and over again as if he could not get enough of it. Enough. Enough. Tang Bao had reached her limit. The effect of the drug had worn off last night, but Di Haoyan persisted until now. He must be crazy. What? Do? You want to do? Di Haoyan laughed and doted on her crazily. Do I need to say what I want to do? When Tang Bao opened her eyes, it was already noon of the third day. Her body did not even feel like hers anymore. But why did he still want her to feel it? The pain all over her body made her want to scream, but her voice was hoarse. She was so uncomfortable that tears were about to fall. Uncomfortable. Di Haoyan let go of her and got out of bed to get her some water. Tang Bao looked at the water that was about to be handed to her mouth. Her eyes were murderous. If she could, she would definitely wave the cup in front of her away. Unfortunately, she could not even lift her fingers now and still needed Di Haoyan to feed her water. Stop staring. Drink some water, eat something, and go back to sleep. Di Haoyan was in a good mood when he saw the look in Tang Bao's eyes. Tang Bao did not open her mouth. Her anger was obvious. Do you want me to feed you? Di Haoyan asked. Tang Bao quickly opened her mouth. Bastard. What did she want him to feed her with his mouth? Her mouth was also very pitiful. It was still numb. She did not know if her tongue had lost its sense of taste. After drinking the water, the food was served. Although the food was not as exquisite as the food, it was already very good for Tang Bao. Damn it, she hadn't eaten anything for a day and 2 nights. Do you feel better? Di Haoyan asked. Tang Bao lowered his head to eat and continued to ignore him. Di Haoyan reached out and touched her face. Tang Bao was shocked. He instinctively leaned back and stared at Di Haoyan warily. His voice was hoarse. What are you doing? There's rice grains on your face. Tang Bao looked over and saw a grain of rice on Di Haoyan's finger. A weasel paying a visit to a chicken. Tang Bao was fuming. Di Haoyan responded, as if he didn't know. Was I the one who was drugged that day, or was it you? Tang Bao asked angrily. You are my medicine. When Tang Bao thought of Di Haoyan's rude behavior, he really wanted to vomit blood. What was wrong with this person? Could it be that he really hadn't had a woman for 3 years? He wouldn't know if he didn't touch it, but he was shocked when he did. It wasn't that he hadn't had a woman for 3 years. It was more like he was a wolf and tiger who hadn't had a woman for 30 years. Still staring? Aren't your eyes tired? Di Haoyan looked at her dotingly. Tang Bao pouted. It was none of his business. It would be better if they were blind, so that they wouldn't have to see a beast like him. I'm not eating anymore. I want to go back. If you can walk to the door, I'll let you go back, Di Haoyan said. Tang Bao's face turned red. When she sat on the chair, it was Di Haoyan who carried her. She couldn't walk on her own at all. Her whole body was very tired and stiff. I've never spent a night outside, let alone 2 nights. What about the child at home? Where's he, Jew? Didn't they ask me when I wasn't around? Tang Bao believed that Di Haoyan didn't mistreat his child. But wasn't the child afraid when he didn't see her home for 2 days? In the children's hearts, Di Haoyan and he Jew weren't very familiar with each other. If you're worried, you can call home. Di Haoyan handed her the phone. Tang Bao hesitated for a moment, took the phone, and dialed the landline at home. The call was quickly connected. Erbao's childish voice came from the other end. Hello, Erbao, it's me, Daddy. Daddy, did you have fun outside with Uncle? Tang Bao glanced at Di Hao Yin. Was this his excuse? It was okay. I'm sorry, it was too sudden. I didn't have time to tell you. I'll go back as soon as possible. Let's go back and have dinner together, okay? It's okay, Daddy. Have fun. Xiao Bao, and I will be fine at home. It's been 2 days. It's already very good. I'll go back tonight. Okay. Did Xiao Bao cry? Tang Bao asked again. No, I'll be with her. Tang Bao thought to herself. You're always with her. However, she believed in Bao's words. Xiao Bao was still very obedient to Bao. After hanging up, Di Hao Yin said, continue eating. Rest after eating. Tang Bao didn't say anything. She lowered her head and ate. After eating, Di Hao Yin carried her to the bed. Di Hao Yin looked into Tang Bao's clear eyes. His heart skipped a beat. He pressed his thin lips down and asked, what are you thinking about? Now that you have me, can you leave? After Tang Bao asked that question, she felt the air turn cold. She didn't have the blanket on her, so she could feel it immediately. Di Hao Yin looked at her coldly with his dark eyes. They were deep and terrifying. Tang Bao knew that she had said something she shouldn't have, but she couldn't take it back. Just as she glared at Di Hao Yin in horror, Di Hao Yin was about to explode. Di Hao Yin was so angry that he laughed. Why should I leave? Even if I leave, I should leave after I'm satisfied. Unfortunately, I haven't spent enough time with you yet. Why don't you agree to go back with me, and I'll leave? Tang Bao couldn't believe it. She stared at Di Hao Yin with wide eyes. You can't. I didn't ask you to leave. Her face turned red. In order to ensure her own safety, Tang Bao could only go against her conscience and say that last sentence. How would she dare to provoke Di Hao Yin? If she was touched by Di Hao Yin again, she definitely wouldn't be able to see the sun tomorrow. Her eyes were swaying when she saw the sun today. That's good. Di Hao Yin got up and gave Tang Bao a warning and dangerous look. He turned around and left the room. He ordered the leftovers to be taken away. Tang Bao didn't understand. They were both doing the same exercise. No, Di Hao Yin was the one doing the work. Why was she so miserable in the end, while Di Hao Yin was so energetic? Was this fair? Was there any justice in this? For 3 years, she hadn't done anything with a man. Whenever Di Hao Yin came, she would eat like a pig. She was really exhausted. When Di Hao Yin walked into the room, Tang Bao was already asleep. He walked over, got on the bed, and pulled the sleeping person into his arms. He hooked his arm around her chin and kissed Tang Bao's forehead. She didn't show any signs of waking up. Di Hao Yin said in a threatening tone, you have my mark all over your body, and you still want to be separated from me? Should I let you know more about me? Chapter 738. Di Hao Yin was very satisfied with this action and decided not to argue with her for the time being. He pulled her onto his body, then closed his eyes and slept with her. At dinner time, Tang Bao sat in Di Hao Yin's car and went back. Although her whole body was still tired and sore, she could at least walk now. It was just that there was some discomfort somewhere. Anyway, she didn't know how much she was scolding Di Hao Yin in her heart. When she reached home and saw the 2 little guys, Tang Bao suddenly felt that she missed them. She had never been separated from her children for so long. Daddy, where did you go? I miss you so much. Xiao Bao acted coquettishly and wanted to pounce on Tang Bao. However, Di Hao Yin intercepted her and hugged her. Don't bump into Daddy. Why can't I bump into Daddy? Xiao Bao twisted and turned in Di Hao Yin's arms. Then, she tilted her head and thought for a while. I can't bump into those with babies in their bellies. Could it be that Daddy also has a baby in his belly? Di Hao Yin looked at Tang Bao. However, Tang Bao's expression was a little stiff and her eyes flashed. Di Hao Yin looked at Tang Bao's expression and his dark eyes were deep. Daddy, if there's another baby, then let's call it Tong Halu, okay? Xiao Bao asked. Tang Bao smiled and pinched her face. You only know how to eat. I didn't. I gave my name to her. Xiao Bao pouted, feeling wronged. Okay, I'll listen to you. Tang Bao didn't really want to talk about this topic and quickly ended it. He said to the 2 babies, go and wash your hands. It's time to eat. The next day, Tang Bao saw a pharmacy on her way to the office. She instructed the driver to pull over. She went in alone and bought the morning after pill. When she came out, she bought a bottle of water and drank the medicine. After eating it, she destroyed the evidence. Then, she got into the car. Tang Bao leaned weakly against the seat and stared blankly out of the car window. It was just an accident. If it wasn't for Chung Yuexin's medicine, she would never have had a relationship with Di Haoyan. Therefore, this was the only time. There would be no future. Wan Malay was an imperial city. After much consideration, he decided to go to Boiling City. She wanted to see the Tang Bao's child. She wanted to know how the child was found and who was raising him. More importantly, I heard that Di Haoyan is dating a woman who looks like Tang Bao. What kind of joke was this? Similar didn't mean it was the same. Therefore, she wanted to see who was so shameless. On Sunday, Wan Malay went to Boiling City in high spirits. Hiju, where are you? I'm in Boiling City. Wan Malay called Hiju. Why didn't you say anything when you came over? Hiju's voice was filled with displeasure. What's the matter? I'll give you a surprise. Do you want it? Or do you have another woman and you're afraid that I'll see it? Wan Malay asked vexatiously. Think too much. I'll pick you up now. No, you tell me the address. I can go there myself. Wan Malay was not so pretentious. He also deliberately teased Hiju. Hiju would not be Hiju if he ate behind her back. Hiju told Wan Malay the address. Wan Malay took a taxi directly. When Wan Malay got out of the car, he saw Hiju waiting at the door of the apartment. He immediately ran forward. He looked at the geographical location of the apartment and asked, "Are the Emperor's children here?" "The Emperor is here too." Wan Malay was not surprised. "Why does the Emperor live here? Isn't he going back?" "There are some things that haven't been dealt with properly," Hiju said after pondering for a while. Wan Malay snorted. "What do you mean by that haven't been dealt with properly? Don't think that I don't know anything. I already know." "Know what? Did the Emperor find a woman?" Wan Malay asked with a cold face. It was as if she would fall out with Hiju if he didn't say anything. "Sort of." "What sort of sort? Even if that woman looks like Tang Bao, they're not the same person. I want to meet that woman. I want to tell her that there was a woman like her in the past. She was whimsical and followed the Emperor, but in the end, she ended up in a terrible state." Wan Malay clenched his fists angrily. He looked like he was about to fight. Hiju looked at her interesting expression and did not want to tell her the truth. "The children are upstairs. Let's go." Hiju turned around. Wan Malay came back to her senses and grabbed his arm. Hiju turned back to look at her in confusion. Can I go when the Emperor isn't around?" She was very courageous when she was in D-City, but in front of the Emperor, it was a different feeling. Di Haoyan's aura was so strong. How many people could withstand it? She was afraid that she couldn't breathe properly. Moreover, after Tang Bao was gone, Di Haoyan was a ticking time bomb. She didn't know if his mood was better now. She didn't want to be blown to pieces. The Emperor has been with the children all this time. You won't have a chance. Also, the Emperor knows that you're coming and agreed for you to come and see the children. You told him? And he agreed? Wan Malay pondered. So, it's because he found a woman who looks like Tang Bao that his mood has improved? Wan Marai's heart was suddenly filled with anger. It wasn't worth it for Tang Bao. What was wrong with the Emperor? Did he think that just because he looked like Tang Bao was enough? She was so angry. "Let's go. Take me there now." Wan Malay let go of Hiju's arm and suddenly had an impulse to lose her mind. Hiju naturally listened to her. He took her upstairs. In the elevator, Wan Malay looked at the ordinary elevator and thought of the extremely noble Di Haoyan. She asked Hiju suspiciously, "Is this that woman's home?" "Yes." Wan Malay was just testing the waters, but she didn't expect her eyes to almost pop out. They're living together. Hiju saw that Wan Malay couldn't accept it and wanted to tease her. They're living together. The Emperor is very satisfied with the current situation. "I'm not satisfied." Wan Malay waved her hand domineeringly. "What's going on? If the Tang Bao knows about this, he won't be able to rest in peace." As soon as the door opened, Wan Malay entered with a face full of anger. But when she saw the scene inside, she was stunned. Two soft little guys were sitting at the table, each holding a piece of cake and holding a small spoon in their hand. When they saw her, they stopped eating. When she heard that the little boy looked like the emperor, she thought that it was just a rough resemblance. After seeing it, she felt that it was a miniature version. It was exactly the same. She didn't know if it was a psychological effect, but being looked at was like being looked at by the emperor. It was just that his gaze didn't have that kind of sharpness. It was just very clear and puzzled. She looked at the little girl next to him. Although she didn't look like Tang Bao, she felt very similar. They were both exquisite and adorable. As Wan Malay looked at them, her tears flowed uncontrollably. She couldn't control her tears. The two treasures stared blankly at the crumbling Wan Mi Lai. They were completely stunned. Hiju couldn't stand it anymore and took a few steps forward. That. Chapter 739. Wan Malay said as she cried. Xiao Bao whispered into Bao's ear. Brother, is this Annie crying because she wants to eat our cake? She used to cry even when she didn't have anything to eat. As long as she cried, she would have something to eat. I don't know. Bao didn't think so. Wan Malay was about to go forward and hug them when she saw Di Hao Yin walking out of the kitchen. Wan Malay looked at Di Hao Yin, who was wearing an apron with his sleeves rolled up and his muscular arms exposed. She even forgot to cry. What kind of outfit was this? Xiao Bao felt that it was very pitiful to not have anything to eat. So she asked Di Hao Yin, Daddy, is there any more cake? Can you share some with Auntie? She's crying so pitifully. Young master, Wan Malay called out cautiously. I just arrived. Yes. Previously, she looked like she wanted to settle scores with Di Hao Yin, but now she had lost her confidence. Even her voice had dropped a few degrees. What water do you want to drink? Wan Malay noticed Di Hao Yin's gaze. Although it was a very faint gaze, her scalp still went numb. She quickly refused. No need. I'm not thirsty. I'm just here to see the child. Xiao Bao ran in front of Wan Malay. She opened her cute eyes and asked curiously, Auntie, do you know me and my brother? I know you. Wan Malay squatted down and hugged Xiao Bao as she cried. Baby, she was calling Tang Bao. Di Hao Yin looked at Hiju. Hiju shook his head, indicating that he didn't say anything to Wan Malay. After Wan Malay hugged Xiao Bao, she looked at her Bao, stood up, and said apologetically, I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional. I'll go out and calm down. Then she ran out. Hiju followed her out, downstairs by the flower bed. Wan Malay stopped crying and rushed to Hiju angrily, asking, Where's that vixen? I want that vixen to leave the young master and the children. If the children get to know such a bad person, won't they grow up crooked? No, that mistress should disappear. Hiju looked back. That's it. Wan Malay's eyes twos, and Wan Malay's ants a cars. Wan Malay was furious. He stepped forward and blocked the car. Hiju was about to stop her risky behavior when the driver hurriedly braked. Tang Bao rushed forward due to inertia. Just as he was about to ask the driver, he saw the person standing in front of the car through the windshield. Was Malay. It was Malay. It was Malay. What was she doing here? Years of friendship made her heart ache. Now that she had appeared in front of her, she couldn't come back to her senses for a long time. It was as if she had seen her family. It made her eyes heat up. Seeing that the driver was about to get out of the car, Tang Bao stopped him. Drive the car into the garage. I'll get out here. Tang Bao took a few deep breaths to suppress his emotions. Then he pushed the car door open and got out of the car. Wan Malay was about to rush to Tang Bao, but halfway through, she froze. What was going on? He did look a little similar to Tang Bao, but this was a man. Wasn't it a woman? Wan Malay looked back at Hiju in confusion and asked with her eyes, Are you sure it's her? Hiju nodded. With this nod, Wan Malay felt that her organs were about to twist. What the hell? This was too perverted. She couldn't accept that it was a woman, but it was a man who was going to save her. Whatever, a man was more beneficial to her provocation. Wan Malay walked in front of Tang Bao. Hey, pretty boy, what's your name? Tang Bao looked at Wan Malay and then at Hiju. He seemed to understand what was going on and why Wan Malay looked so ferocious that she wanted to tear her apart. But he looked so friendly that she couldn't help but tease him. "Have you heard of Uge?" Tang Bao lowered his voice and asked. "Uge? Yes, why?" Wan Malay was stunned for a moment and asked. "My name is Tang Ge. You can call me Brother Tang," Tang Bao said politely. Wan Malay thought, why is this person so polite? What Tang Ge? Does he think that just because he has the same surname as Tang Bao, he could become a woman and replace Tang Bao? What a joke. "I want to talk to you." "Please." Tang Bao raised his hand. Wan Malay glanced at Tang Bao and walked towards the lawn recreation area. As she walked, she thought to herself. From these few words, she felt that this pretty boy wasn't easy to deal with. That's true. Those who are in the entertainment industry must be very scheming. She had to be very careful. After standing still, Wan Malay turned around and glared at Tang Bao. "You live with Di Hao Ian?" Tang Bao nodded. "Sort of." "What do you mean, sort of?" "Living together is living together. That's the truth. Let me ask you, what's your relationship with the young master?" "Well, it's a little complicated," Tang Bao said after thinking for a while. "What's complicated?" "I know people like you very well. You just see that the young master is rich and want to lean against a big tree to enjoy the shade. Do you know why the young master is looking for you? Because you look very similar to his wife, who is also my good friend." "Oh, then he's here to fight for justice." Tang Bao nodded, his heart warm. They hadn't seen each other for 3 years, and Wan Malay was still so concerned about her. It made her feel a little guilty that she hadn't contacted her for 3 years. She must be very upset to know that something had happened to her. Wan Malay didn't know how Tang Bao felt. She only felt that this person was really amazing. "I've already said so much, but she's still so calm. I don't mind telling you more things. There used to be a woman who looked very similar to my good friend, much more so than you. Do you know what happened to her in the end? She was skinned and had her tendons pulled out. The young master did it himself. You're still a man, so you'll only be worse. We'll talk about it when the time comes." Tang Bao shrugged fearlessly. Wan Malay was so angry that she almost exploded on the spot. She stomped her feet and said, "Are you a man? Do you have any dignity as a man? Do you like to be ambiguous with men so much?" "I don't know if I like the young master or not, but there's one thing I'm sure of," Tang Bao said as he approached Wan Malay. His eyes were especially evil, as if they were filled with evil thoughts. Wan Malay was so shocked that she retreated step by step. "You, what are you doing?" "I realized that I actually liked you very much the first time I saw you. Tell me, did I fall in love with you at first sight?" Tang Bao's finger hooked Wan Malay's chin directly. Wan Malay was shocked. She bounced back a meter and said angrily, "What are you doing?" "I'm teasing you. You dare to tease me? Do you want to die?" "Someone like you, so lewd, actually dares to follow the young master. Aren't you afraid of dying without a complete corpse?" Chapter 740. Wan Malay felt that her nose was about to bleed. "Oh my God." She quickly covered her nose and retracted her gaze. Her voice was buzzing. Do you want to put on some clothes? You sent me back anyway. When are you leaving?" I'm afraid I can't help but pounce on her. Seeing such a good figure in real life, wouldn't it be a pity to let it go? "I'm not leaving." "Not leaving? What do you mean?" Wan Malay's brain was sluggish for a few seconds. Her eyes widened in shock. "Don't tell me you're going to stay here. Don't you know that when I'm outside, I always stay in a hotel at night?" "I know, but you're not going to stay in the same room with me, are you?" Wan Malay asked, somewhat agitated. "Aren't you planning for me?" "So one room saves money. That was a reason?" Wan Malay wanted to ask, "Why don't you get a room with 2 beds?" She almost asked, but she swallowed her words. Thinking about it, if Ju said that he was just going to sleep and not to think too much, how embarrassing would that be for her? Should she pretend that she didn't know anything? But that would be too stupid. The two of them weren't bros anyway. Ju, are you really sure that you want to sleep in the same bed with me?" Wan Malay asked again. "Yeah." Wan Malay grabbed her hair and walked into the bathroom with her head lowered in a daze. Once the door closed, The redness on her face immediately spread out uncontrollably. She really wasn't mentally prepared at all. Iju's meaning should be very obvious, right? Actually, there was no need for her to hide, right? After all, she had already been with Iju for 3 to 4 years. Other than kissing, they had done nothing else. If she continued to delay, would people think that she was an old virgin? Thinking about it this way, it didn't seem to be bad for her. It seemed to be more beneficial. Moreover, didn't she find Tang Bao? She could just treat it as a celebration. Wan Malay thought about it this way and decided. However, when she came out of the shower, she was still very nervous, especially when she saw that Ju was already on the bed. His upper body was not wearing any clothes, revealing his muscular chest. It was too manly. Wan Malay cleared her throat and climbed onto the bed. She slept beside Ju, but there was still some distance between her and Ju. Although there was only one bed, the bed was still quite big. After Wan Malay lay down, she closed her eyes. Then, she felt that Ju, who was beside her, had also laid down. Her eyelids darkened and the lights went out. Wan Malay could hear the sound of her own heartbeat. She covered her chest with her hand, afraid that her heart would beat too fast and Ju would hear it. That would be too embarrassing. Just as she was feeling conflicted, she felt something tighten around her waist, and she was pulled over. Wan Malay was like a wooden block. Ju did whatever he wanted. However, she realized that after she was pulled over, Ju hugged her asleep. There was no movement. What was going on? That was it. Wan Malay couldn't help but say, Ju, if you want to do anything, I won't object. We're all adults anyway, right? Haha. These two laughs were really stiff. She hoped that the nervousness on her face wouldn't make Ju shrink back. This was her first time. Of course she was nervous. You want me to touch you now? Wan Malay's head buzzed, and her face heated up. From what he said, it seemed like Ju didn't want to touch her. Was she thinking too much? Instantly, she felt a little angry. Of course not. Do you think I'm asking you to touch me? I know that I'm not a great beauty, and I don't have a graceful figure. It's normal that you're not interested. I understand. I won't blame you. If I touch you now, how are you going to meet Tang Bao tomorrow? Are the two related? In the past, didn't you notice that Tang Bao didn't go to the office often? Don't you know the reason? Wan Malay's mind flashed. In the past, when she was with Kachun, Tang Bao was really like this. He was the kind of person who didn't work hard every few days. Of course, she also knew the reason behind it. At first, she wondered why he didn't want to improve. Later on, she found out the reason. When Ju said that, Wan Malay's face instantly heated up, and she heard that the first time would be very painful. Although she didn't know Ju's physical strength, he was a person who focused on martial arts. With that body of muscles, how could he be weak? Forget it. Wan Malay felt a little scared just thinking about it. Then you're not allowed to touch me. Okay. Then, the two of them went to sleep. In the room, it was very quiet. It was as if there was only their breathing and heartbeats. After a long time, Ju, are you asleep? Wan Malay asked softly. No. I want to ask you a question. It's your... Although this didn't seem like something a virgin should ask, she, Wan Malay, was in this society. She was curious. Can't I? Ju didn't say anything. He kept feeling a movement under the blanket. Wan Malay's hand was pulled over. Wan Malay fiercely sucked in a breath. Her whole body stiffened, as if her life had stopped. Are you satisfied? F*CK. Go to sleep. You gave me such a big shock, and now you say go to sleep? Are you sure I can still sleep now? Ju, you really don't know how to be romantic. In a quiet night, Wan Malay really wanted to find a hole to hide in. She didn't want to embarrass herself to death. Why did she ask such a stupid question? Wouldn't it be better if she didn't ask? Curiosity killed the cat. The next day, Tang Bao didn't go to the company. Di Hao Yin took the two children out to play. She sat alone at home with the computer on. She sat in the living room and watched the gossip news. The fashion night was going to be held soon. She hoped that Chengju and Meng she would go together. Needless to say, Meng she definitely wouldn't have a problem. Chengju also had works now, and the response was great. However, if she were to go, she definitely had to find a designer and design it well. She wasn't very satisfied with the previous designer. She couldn't afford to hire someone who was too famous. The doorbell rang. Tang Bao went to open the door. Wan Malay stood at the door, looking listless. She walked in weakly. Tang Bao looked at the dark circles under her eyes. It was comparable to Di Hao Yan's. Closing the door, Tang Bao asked with the spirit of gossip, "Were you too excited last night?" "What's too excited? We're all adults. There's no need to hide it. I haven't asked you yet. When did you and He Ju reach that step?" "What step? Why are you acting dumb?" "He Ju and I reached the step of kissing. Are you satisfied? Are you kidding me? I've been away for so many years, and you only kissed? Then last night, you didn't do anything. Why do you have such serious dark circles under your eyes?" When Wan Malay mentioned this, she was about to die of depression. Chapter 741. Fortunately, in the past 3 years, her mental fortitude had been trained well, so she did not fall. She quickly regained her composure and stood up. "Why are you here?" Furthermore, it was so silent. "I can't come." Di Hao Ian's expression did not improve. It was even scarier. Wan Malay hurriedly left the danger zone and ran away as if it had nothing to do with her. Tang Bao looked at the person who ran away and thought, "She's still the same as before. She runs away when there's danger? Will Di Hao Ian eat you, or what? Didn't I say that you can't come? Don't you think it's scary when you stand behind me, quietly? You're scaring me to death. It's broad daylight. If you didn't do anything wrong, what are you afraid of? When did I do anything wrong? Seriously, have you been in love in the past 3 years? Why don't I know about it?" Di Hao Ian stared at her coldly. It was dangerous and scary. Tang Bao wanted to say, "Why do I need you to know? Who are you?" In the end, she said, "I'm just saying." She had gone overboard with her bragging. "You want to date a few more without any pressure?" Tang Bao's heart twitched. As expected, she heard everything. She was unlucky. Isn't this what bragging is all about? "All right, I'm hungry. Let's go back and eat." After Tang Bao finished speaking, she lowered her head and left. When she left, she kept a distance from Di Hao Ian. She did not want anything to happen. Seriously, 3 years had passed. Why was she still so afraid of him? It did not make sense. Therefore, Tang Bao understood her timidity as a wise man submits to circumstances. There had never been so many people at the dining table at home. It was usually Tang Bao and the 2 treasures. Later, Di Hao Ian was added. Now Wan Malay was added. Wan Malay did not want to eat here because it was very stressful to share a table with the king of D City. However, Tang Bao insisted that she eat here. Thinking about it, it made sense. She came all the way here and was surprised that Tang Bao was not dead. There was no reason for her not to eat. Therefore, the current situation was one of silence and oppression at the dinner table. "Daddy, I don't want to eat fish." Tang Bao had just removed the fish bones and placed them in Bao's bowl when Xiao Bao pouted and said. Wan Malay stared at Tang Bao, forgetting about the food in his mouth. Tang Bao pretended not to see it and said to Xiao Bao, "Fish can replenish calcium and make Xiao Bao smarter than before. I still don't really want it." Xiao Bao used his chopsticks to poke at the fish in the bowl, his 2 big eyes rolling around unhappily. "After eating fish, you will be as smart as your brother," Di Hao Yan added. "Okay then." Xiao Bao stuffed the fish in her mouth, chewed, and swallowed. Tang Bao's eyes secretly slanted to the side. How did he know that saying this would make Xiao Bao willing to eat the fish? Wan Malay held the bowl and kept stuffing rice in her mouth. God, who could tell her what kind of family role this was? Daddy? Daddy? Where's Mommy? People outside who did not know would think that 2 men were raising 2 children. "Malay, why are you only eating and not eating the dishes?" I'll eat. After dinner, Di Hao Ian washed the dishes in the kitchen. Wan Marai, who was sitting in the living room, stretched her head out to see if this was real. She wasn't dreaming, was she? She felt like she was dreaming. The dignified leader of tea actually cooked and washed the dishes. It was so earth-shattering, and she even ate the food cooked by the young master. It was too scary. "What are you looking at?" Tang Bao asked when he saw her eyes looking at the kitchen. Wan Malay looked at Tang Bao, who was drinking water leisurely, and asked, "Are you sure the person in the kitchen is the young master? Who else could it be? I want to ask too. Why is the young master cooking? Don't tell me that he has been cooking ever since the young master came here." Yes. Tang Bao had the same reaction as Wan Malay at first, but she had completely accepted it now. The young master doesn't care about tea and came here to cook for you? Wan Malay couldn't help but raise her voice. Bao looked over, and Wan Malay immediately chuckled at him. She then asked Tang Bao, "Why do the two children call you daddy and the young master daddy? Do they know that the young master is their biological father?" "They don't know." "They don't know?" Wan Malay raised her voice again. When she noticed Bao's gaze, she lowered her voice again. "They don't know, and they call him daddy. They're children. I just need to coax them a little." Wan Malay secretly glanced at Bao, who was playing with Xiao Bao, and asked Tang Bao, "Are you sure your son is easy to coax?" "You guessed right. He's indeed not easy to coax, so he calls him uncle." "What do you mean I guessed right?" "The young master's genes are indeed scary. He's definitely not like you. Xiao Bao is the one who's like you, so innocent." "You're not going to tell them? Do you want to continue like this with daddy's face?" "Didn't they ask where mommy is?" Bao and Xiao Bao both asked. "What did you say?" "I said there's only daddy and no mommy." "They didn't ask after that." Tang Bao was also puzzled. Why didn't they ask? She had no choice but to place her doubts on Bao. "But I think that even if you don't say it, the truth will come out sooner or later. They're easy to fool now, but when they grow up, they won't be able to," Wan Malay said and looked at Bao. Bao and the young master are really alike. They're too alike. "Bao, can you come over for a moment?" Bao hesitated for a moment, walked over, and stood in front of Wan Malay. Wan Malay sighed. He was really a miniature version of a young master. These genes were really amazing. Wan Malay glanced at the kitchen and didn't see Di Hao Ian. She reached out her finger and poked Bao's tender little face gently. "Wow, so cute. Tang Bao, can I poke a few more times?" Wan Malay asked. This feeling was too fulfilling. It was just like poking Di Hao Ian. She didn't dare to poke Di Hao Ian, but poking a miniature version of Di Hao Ian was also very satisfying. "Poke as much as you want. That's great." Bao. Then Bao stood in front of her and was poked a few times by Wan Malay. If Di Hao Ian hadn't come over, she wouldn't have had enough fun. When Wan Malay saw Di Hao Ian enter the living room, she didn't dare to be presumptuous. She said, "Tang Bao, I won't stay here. I'm going back to sleep, and then I'll go back to the company tomorrow." "Where are you going to sleep?" Tang Bao asked. "I'll look at a random room. There's a hotel nearby. Hee-Ju helped me get a room." After Wan Malay finished speaking, she saw Tang Bao looking at her with a hint of evil in his eyes. Wan Malay gritted her teeth. What was this person thinking? Hee-Ju and she were innocent. Okay. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.